There's other ones.
So Reds, Rhetoric, and Hana really did that? I can't believe that. I'm so shocked to find that out that they actually. Oh my God, we're on air. You don't even know what we're talking about, people. Don't you have these dirty minds?
Don't jump to the first immediate conclusion.
Yeah, exactly. Make your premises first, then come to the right conclusion.
Exactly.
Well, no, I'm just saying, Reds, Rhetoric, and Hana, they're just great friends, So
yeah, she definitely did sit on his lap though, but
and I heard she touched his pee-pee in some glancing way.
Yeah.
In a glancing blow that was more of a slow lingering caress.
Well, the speed and the weight at which the hand came down,
but if it's palm out, it's an accident. If it's palm in, not so much.
It's hard to tell. She put down some cushioning before the blow came down, so she took great pains to make sure that she didn't damage his goods.
Oh, she was being thoughtful or playing it safe. I'm not sure.
And also, she said, like, according to Hannah said something that kind of implied that, oh yeah, this is flirtatious. This is.
How am I getting 2 dislikes already, Chris? Is that you?
No, I don't.
I just started this. It's about Hannah and Reds. How do I get?
Hey, you're the first one who spoke. You're the first one who spoke. I have nothing to do with it.
There's a few CCP members that are subscribed to me, and so when I immediately get some thumbs down, it's them.
Well, I thought it'd be Reds and Hana, but they're too busy to come over here yet. Yeah, no, they're having another hangout. I mean, they're having a hangout right now, but I didn't really pay attention. Christian anarchist in there. It was basically explained to them, hey, I'm a theist and I'm treated okay in these other rooms. What's wrong with you people?
So that's what True's hangout was about, being treated bad.
No, it was worse than that. I have to ask Rational Mind. Ronnie was really screwing up basic, phylogenetic concepts. And Rational was in the live feed going, Ronnie, you just need to stop talking about this shit, dude. You just don't know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to evolution. You don't understand the concepts. I still think he thinks it's like a ladder. I really do. I mean, he's one of those people that ask why they're still chimp kind of guys. I mean, he doesn't understand.
Yeah, I haven't even bothered watching. Like, I am kind of getting burned out on the Ronnie thing, and that's why I was like, after the new year, I was going to let it die down. But I'll tell you right now, he's probably going to do or say something stupid, directed toward me like he already did, and then be pissed off when I fucking go for the throat. So
what I figure we'll do is this. Obviously, after the dumb fuck of the year is over, which I'm assuming that he's probably going to win. I'm not going to do much with him either. If he makes a video and I find something to be funny, I'll comment on it like we usually do. But then we'll move on to other topics, right? I'm not going to spend 6 hours talking about Ronnie, which we don't anyways. He thinks he does. We don't though. It's usually like get it out, make fun of him, and move on, right?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing, you have more important folks to talk to, like Dr. Fuzz, which there's a bit of controversy on how that. I think everyone generally feels that it went well. Of course, there's some critiques.
Annabelle
they enjoyed it, so I mean, they'll come back.
Anastasia, their secretary, she liked it. Dr. Ross and Rana loved the way I moderated it because they didn't want to go in the direction of a theist, atheist type of thing. That wasn't what the setup was for. So they were very happy about that. You obviously saw the tweet. I did think it got a little adversarial, and Wayne was not happy. He wrote a very long apology letter to RTB, but Anastasia was like, "Oh, don't worry about it." She's like, that was, it's a way for people to be gracious in the light of controversy. So they were really, really considerate about that. So, I accept the criticisms. But the reality is, it's like wangling in a herd of cats, especially when you got, Jack there, right? Who I was not expecting. It was added on literally a few minutes before the hangout started, because Joe hadn't gotten back to me yet. He was running late, so that threw a monkey wrench in the works. And then Frank took about 15 minutes just to talk about what he was doing in his job, right, rather than the discussion. So, I did the best I could. I have no complaints. I'm happy about it.
I still think that we probably should, if it's only going to be an hour, probably trim the participants down so that people can actually engage. Because I did like the back and forth, but yeah, that was my only thing, because it did take a weird turn where I feel personally that Dr. Rana opened Pandora's box when he made the assertion that his book was more philosophical and theological than science related.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. But I mean, but I at least try to read the book, right? I mean, I can't say that I read the whole thing, but I got a pretty good gist of it. I spent a couple hours going through it. A lot of good biological content. Even Frank said that the biology was really good. It's a good primer. It's got very basic things about a lot of different things that people can go as a quick reference. And then he makes the argument that of design kind of thing, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Not necessarily God, but any kind of design. Now he happens to believe that's God, but I didn't want to go down that route. It doesn't matter what the end result is. It's still an intelligent design argument, right? We instead of getting into the properties of a deity, saying, well, you know what, if you're going to posit God as your intelligent designer, let's look at this and show you why your God can't exist. That's not the direction we're supposed to go by any means. And Jade pointed that out. Fiona, I think, recognized that. I don't know, Max, did you see that at all, or I mean?
Oh, I didn't, but I didn't comment on it one way or another. I don't think I was giving you criticisms in the prior hangout. You
didn't even watch the hangout, did you?
No, I didn't. But don't. I'll get around to it. I have a busy schedule of doing nothing and playing video games all day, Steve. Come on, what do you?
And I gave you such high praise for your Three Musketeers look too. See what I get in reciprocation. Yeah, they're still going on over there, by the way. But no, Dragon Man, I understand what you're saying, but I want to keep it down to like an hour, hour and a half. That ran 2 hours.
Hello? Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Okay. It could have been a lot longer, too, the way it was going. So,
yeah, but see, they'll come back, and they put that on the Reasons to Believe webpage, right? I mean, so it is promotional material for them. That's why they do this, right? I get that. It's not just they're not just doing this for the what did I say? They're pure altruistic motives. I mean, obviously they wanted to promote their materials, and obviously they want to link to their page. I get that. There's a reciprocation going on there, right? So
of course, I mean, if it wasn't mutually beneficial, then I don't. I mean, if it only served the purposes to be, the fodder for drama seekers or whatever, then I don't think they would even bother engaging. But that's one of the things I mentioned about Dr. Rana when he was he started engaging with Jack, and then he started kind of changing his body posture because he knows he's on the hot seat now, and so he has to be a good representative of Reason to Believe. And so
I think if that was off air, he and Jack would have got a lot more into it.
Oh yeah. And so he has to kind of weigh his options there and also address these, because he can't be like, he actually has a good reason to be nervous because he is now placed in that position to defend what a lot of people see as like a beacon for theism that is rational. And that's a lot for one person. Even if he has Dr. Ross there, that's still, even for two people, that's a lot for them to try and bear. And I hope with that, after a few conversations, they'll feel more comfortable with trying to put across their points, because I think there have been some missed opportunities with them explaining how they got to their conclusions.
And I agree.
It's kind of like with Tompkins. There was no methods section.
There's no methods section.
Yeah.
But I think Anastasia wrote back that she said, no worries. This gave them an opportunity to, to show what we do in the light of, controversy kind of thing. And it looks good for them. It does look good for them, believe it or not, because if you're an RTB follower, all they're going to see is, hey, look, these guys were really kind of nasty to these two people, and they handle it with grace.
Yeah, I mean,
because I'm sorry, as much as I hate to say it, Sam and his slimy comment was a little over the top. It was unneeded. It was just what you can say. I don't see how you're coming to this conclusion. Let's analyze it. But to we always say don't throw out pejoratives like people are lying to people we don't think are dishonest people, right? And he basically is slimy and lying. But go ahead, sorry.
Well, that's where I said some of the controversy lies, because Sam's not the only person who felt that they were being a bit dishonest, because Lydia came in my hangout earlier, because I was like, whoa, she said that she felt Dr. Rana specifically was being dishonest when they were trying to explain how they got to their conclusions. And so I said, well, just come in and talk about it, because I want to hear this. So I don't think he's alone with that sentiment, but I do understand that you need to keep it cordial.
Yeah, but they were the reason why I don't consider them at all dishonest is one, if you read their stuff, right, they do try to at least answer these questions. They do try to provide some kind of methodological approach. I don't agree with it, but you can't nobody can sit there and say that they have not tried to come up with old Earth creationist model. They have. I've read it. I've seen it. I don't particularly think it's a great model, obviously, but they're trying. They really believe this, and they're trying to find science that supports them. That's different from like young Earth creationists that are so duplicitous that won't change our hypothesis. As a matter of fact, Fuzz even said, look, if we find something we're wrong on, we change it, right?
Yeah.
A young Earth creationist doesn't do that.
Yeah, and I think they do deserve credit for that. And it may be perhaps that we use the same language to describe, what we may see as some of the same actions, when in fact they may be at a higher caliber than the common young Earth creationists that we run across here. But I think making that distinction is the key there, because I remember them saying that they aren't the common folk. Well, they didn't use that term. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but they aren't the typical ideas that people will see from the ID movement. They have a version of ID, but it's their own. But I did not personally see that distinction being made very clear.
Because it got off topic, though, because it went to the God route more than the ID route.
So I think we
have to suss it out.
Well, they pretty much just came out and said they were coming at it from a religious or faith point of view.
Well, we already know that.
Yeah. Problem, though, they're trying to do science, but there's going to be if they have any science in there at all, there's going to come to a point where if science ends, faith begins. So that's going to be a problem.
And that was my question I wanted to ask. In fact, I had asked that question in a hangout not with them, but the hangout prior to the event. That was one of the questions I said I wanted to ask them: is where does the science stop and the theology begin?
Right.
And I'm sure that I knew their answer ahead of time would have been, where they're kind of intertwined, but I don't agree with that. But it wasn't supposed to get into the, okay, let's disprove the nature of your God by showing your God is, contradictory or something like that. And I get what Joe and Jack and Sam were trying to do. I understand. I understand Jack's argument even. But the way they went about it, I thought was disrespectful. Joe didn't need his snide comments. Let's be realistic. Come on. Even Ross was like, wow, really?
Yeah, I think we can have conversation without the snide comments. I will agree to that. But I think that more so the issue is that if we're trying to tackle the issue of them being strictly from a scientific standpoint and then switching to a theological standpoint, I think that has a problem there. And then if they say it's intertwined, that's even a bigger problem, because now you're muddying the water. So why even have a switching point when you're just kind of intertwining both as you see fit? And that's why I use the phrase, playing hide the faith, because it seems more convenient to put forth a lot of science, and then when the science is no longer useful, well, then I'll just reach into my back pocket, element 119, hand wavium, and then just clear up everything.
But that would have been another topic, though. If we had the topic saying faith, addressing the faith in the science, or addressing faith and reasons to believe, that would have been much more of a fair game topic, right?
I guess I'm not sure a proper way to approach it, though, because I think and it may just be my impression on how they. Well, I say how they. I think it was just Dr. Rana that said that book itself, the book that you're reading, was just a theological / philosophical book, when I was under the impression that it was a science book.
No, it wasn't a science book. No. He made a lot of philosophical arguments. I'm just saying that the science in it was sound as far as the biology. Like I said, even Frank had acknowledged that. He did a really good primer on biology, but his leading to a conclusion of intelligent design is where we think he went astray, or at least we don't see that. But again, there's a difference between being dishonest and just being wrong, right? If we want to accuse them of being wrong, that's fine, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily dishonest. And I think that's what the problem people need to see is, just because they're faith-based doesn't mean they're dishonest, right? I mean, we don't say Max is dishonest because he believes in God and he argues from a theistic position, right? He literally believes it, and he makes his argumentation. Why is it any different for Max or Fiona or the theists in our community that we don't go after for being a theist than it is for them to come on and promote their position from a theistic standpoint? That's what I didn't understand.
Yeah, actually, that is a good point. Fiona actually doesn't argue for the theist position, though. I do, but it's usually from a philosophical perspective through and through. I never bring science into it, or at least I don't touch on the science that much. Whereas I think because this is so interrelated between the two disciplines, there are a lot to work on from both ends. So not only do they leave themselves open to the scientific stuff, but also the theistic stuff.
I agree with you. But again, that's probably it's two sides of the same coin, right? And we were talking about the tails, and then Jack and Joe and Sam kind of wanted to go the heads, and it was right in the middle of the stream that they wanted to switch on that, and I think it kind of took everybody aback a little bit. And by the way, Rational had asked how you guys pronounce this word. I'm sorry, I learned this in the Navy. We had primers. Okay, they were nuclear primers that we used to give us an overview of the reactor plant. Okay, we call them primers. Now I don't say primer because primer was something we used to put on the deck plate. It was a green paint that acted as a barrier for oxidation. So we have a primer and we have a primer. So what do you guys say, by the way?
Primer.
You say primer, do really?
Primer.
Yeah. Wow, Drag. How about you?
I say primer personally because based on what I've worked with as far as paint, you have paint primer.
Yes.
So in order to differentiate the two, I say primer.
Yes, that's how we learn it in the Navy. So, I don't care how you say it, but that's just how I do it, and that's the reasoning why I use the word primer versus primer. But yeah, you could say primer too. Like the movie was called Primer. I think it was actually Primer, not Primer. So yeah, awesome movie. One of the best movies I've ever seen, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I said primer at work, and guy looked at me funny, like, well, it's a primer. Like the paint? No, we're talking about, and even when the context is dealing with like books or something, a training manual or something like that, people still kind of get thrown off when you use that. I'll say, well, I can't say TM because no one knows what a fucking TM is.
Training manual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can't use TM.
I think Fiona uses primer too, and I think Jade does too, but I have to ask them. But what's funny is, it's so funny. We'll sit here, we'll have a discussion for like 15 minutes on the difference between primer and primer, and Ronnie over there will talk about all kinds of stupid shit, and I still get more views.
He's still fucking talking about.
Look, Steve, if we're gonna start talking about Ronnie, I'm gonna need a drink right now.
Drink. Yeah, anytime you hear them say turbine, just by the way, see, another word. That's a good, brilliant word. Do you guys say turbine or turbine? I say it should be turbine. Yeah, it should be turbine. Turbine is what you wear on your head.
Turbine.
Oh, I've heard it. No, I've heard people. Yeah, I've heard people say turbines.
A turban is what you put on your head.
Yeah. It's turbine. And I'm almost pissed off I didn't do that fucking debate with Ronnie now. I'm kind of disappointed.
I still didn't watch the one between him and Red. I probably won't. I am kind of Ronnie right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth going back and watching. I could just here's the debate. I can distill it to you in literally 2 seconds. What Fiona said, and Fiona said exactly what I said, verbatim almost. In the Nether Hangout, I said his argument is, hey, let's do an observation that looks designed, therefore it's designed. His experiment is the observation. Oh, look at this. It looks designed. Therefore, we do an experiment. It looks designed. Must be designed. Best possible explanation. That's his entire argument.
That's sad.
And Red's called him out on it.
That's right up there. If that guy that, oh gosh, the one that was saying there was genes across the fusion point. Who was that? I forget. Tompkins.
Oh, Tompkins.
That's almost like saying, well, how did he arrive at one was longer than the other? Something. Well, he looked at the picture.
Well, shit.
No, he actually made the picture. He actually used older data. He actually went back many years, and he used an older build rather than the 2005 de novo build that they had used.
Oh, okay. I thought there was an image.
No, he used an older build, and then he distorted it. He did distort. I mean, Ruhoff made it very clear that it was distorted.
And here's something I also don't understand. Why does he think just having an explanation is an explanation? Like, he says it's the appeal to the best explanation, but if you have two hypotheses, both of which have little evidence, you don't have any justification to believe in either, even if one is a little better than the other. Like, maybe instead of an intelligent designer, there's an ether that turns chaos into organization. And because it's undetectable, that's really what is the cause of all kinds of random designs that appear within nature. Like, that's it. That's not a good, like, one could make that shit up, and it's at least possible. So why isn't that a possibility to consider? Like, I don't see why
well, rational mind knows Bayes' theorem pretty well, so he can correct me on this. But according to Bayes, from what I remember, having no hypothesis is sometimes better than having a hypothesis. That's a bad hypothesis, right? I mean, it's actually better to just you don't know than say, hey, look, I theorize, like you said, this aether is causing, order from chaos, or little green men are causing this to happen. Those are not explanatory hypotheses, right? So they're actually worse than having no explanation, because they have no predictive power.
Well, that's the thing. When you have somebody like Ronnie who has to put on a facade, because that's what he does. Like, that is his whole stick here. He can't say, well, no, there's no explanation for that. He has to fabricate one. And so, well, me making this observation, we'll just go round and round and round and round. It's my observation, it's my hypothesis, my test, it's my theory, it's everything. And so he can't afford not to have one. So a shitty one in his mind is better than just not having one.
I mean, we don't know what started the universe. Maybe the Care Bears did it. Like,
possibly.
Care Bears could do it. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
And by the way, yes, it's gas, not petrol. Don't call it petrol.
Just because we don't have a better hypothesis than the Care Bears did it, doesn't mean the Care Bears therefore did it is the best explanation.
That's Ronnie's way of thinking, though. That's what he thinks an abductive argument is.
And here's the thing, we could talk about people being mean, but Dave S. tackled this. Dave S. made a video trying to figure out what Ronnie was saying and offered, like, it was a good, I want to say 10 or 15 minutes of a breakdown of Ronnie's argument word for word, and even I think he even put it in a syllogism and showed how it did not fit.
Yeah, multiple syllogisms.
And so Ronnie didn't even attempt to try and tackle like the meat of what he was saying, except, oh, Dave S. is just starting drama. No, he said this is he actually made the statement at the beginning that this is just about the argument. That's it. And no, so I don't believe Ronnie anytime that he says that he's not in this for fucking drama. That's all he's fucking about. Every time I go after him is because he throws shit at me and I beat him down. So I mean, I need to find that video and like share it again, because it was actually a really good video. Dave S. took a lot of time to make that video.
Yeah, he's makes a lot of good videos. By the way, I just read something that Americans tend to call it primer, British call it primer. Fiona's British, so that kind of,
So what do they call the stuff that you put on? What do you call the stuff you put on houses before you put on paint?
A primer.
So both of them are primers.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why it's not. That's why it's bullshit. Fuck the Europeans, man.
Hey,
just because we got their language. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, we all have words. We have synonyms like for other things. Why not this? Just saying.
Oh, why do I
would love to play that song. Fiona asked me to play the song Motors and Turbines, but I can't play my thing, so I could give it to somebody to play if you want to.
Well,
I listen to that every so often. Motor, turbines.
Put the
That's
link
right
in the
up there
side
with
chat.
Badger.
Primer. Why do we call it gas? It's not a gas; it's a liquid.
Because maybe there's gas that comes off. Well, because actually it's actually the gas that explodes, right? Because when it goes in the combustion chamber, it's actually a vapor mixture, right? It's a gas mixture.
It's gasoline.
Because gas doesn't burn; it explodes.
Oh yeah, gasoline.
Joe Carter says, "Is that the citric axis higher, catabolic or amphibolik?" Which I know what that word means. I just forget. It means something like shit. Don't tell me. Wait. Oh yeah. It has catabolism and anabolism. Okay, I had to look that up. But yeah, I knew there was a word similar to the amphiboly, but that was used in chemistry. I just couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, I started in my conversation with C. Brown. He was talking about the second law. So I said, how does this? So there's something that's happening on a catabolic level. I don't know. I don't know if I said catabolic level or there's some catabolism happening that's contributing to the overall entropy in the system that we're talking about. All right. So what are you specifically talking about? And then I remembered that he doesn't know what that means. So I'm like, well, fuck, I just dug myself a hole. So now I have to explain that to him. And yeah, that conversation's gone to shit.
Yeah, they keep on thinking, oh, well, don't you know that there's entropy in every system according to the second law? I'm like, that. Yes, there's entropy in every system, but that's not what the second law actually means. The second law is not saying there's entropy in every system. It just means that there is, there is, obviously. And because of that, we have the second law, but.
No, he literally said, you have a problem because of the second law, like, and just left it like that.
Of what? Newton's, laws of motion?
Yeah, he just said second law.
I've come here to cause drama.
Drama horror alert.
Uh-oh.
Warning, motor turbo.
And I've just got breaking news. Red Line is the most gorgeous, cutest guy you've ever laid your eyes on. Just saying.
Nope, she saw him.
He is a little adorable. I know
something we don't know.
I got to sleep in a hotel room with him for a few days.
He is so cute. He's so cute. If only I wasn't old enough to be his grandmother.
And
your point?
Damn.
Gilfs are awesome, man.
Hannah's clearly playing hard to get because she knows he's hot and she's playing the game.
Do you blame her? That's how it should be done. Give him a little challenge. But I tell you what, if Hannah doesn't, or if Reds doesn't do something, Jim Barrick will one of these days.
I would just like to say that if it wasn't for the fact that Gus, we need to raise more money for Gus, I would be setting up a fundraiser to organise for them to get together. I think we should do that as a community somehow. Let's get Red and Hana together.
I have enough problems getting myself laid. Let's let them worry about that.
Oh shit, right, Max? Yeah, thank you. By the way, how many people here have ever slept with a person from the Great Debate community? I think it's just 3 that I can think of. Four. And 3 of them all did with each other at one time, I think. So.
Annabelle's looking around like,
I'm not naming names here, people.
What are you?
Yeah, I'm not naming any names.
what are you talking about?
I learned my lesson.
My wife's not a part of the Great Debate.
You stepped your dick in crazy. And some people might say so did Mark, but hey ho.
Fortunately, there was
a good about Shamos has a thing for sugar. Is that true? Really, or is that just hyperbole?
Partly joking, but he really, really, really hates Mark, and it all kind of started around the time that the whole drama thing happened, and there's too many. And I know that he was sniffing around sugar, so I'm just putting 2 and 2 and making 10 as usual.
Yeah, so it's so funny when people say, "Oh, there's drama in the community." It's like, yes.
Oh, you had to
without drama. Come on, people. Let's own up to it, motherfuckers. Don't be.
Sorry, Heavy. Go on. Sorry.
No, I was just saying you had to use the word sniffing. Oh God.
That's what it's like. I will say this as a woman in this community that we do get a lot of people, and I can talk for quite a few of the girls that I know around here. That we get a lot of guys sniffing around, and they do it in a very surreptitious way. They do it private messages, and you ignore them, and if you ignore them, then you get called names, and it's a very boring situation. And there's very few hot guys in the community. I'm sure you'll agree, Heavy.
See, my
what gets me is the kind of on the larger size, like big bears. Not too many of them.
There's not that many hot guys, but I have to tell you that Red is now on my list. Woohoo! Have you seen him?
Yeah, I know what he looks like.
Yeah, he is cute, isn't he?
I'm a guy, so can I not give my opinion on live air about what another man looks like being cute?
I can say someone's beautiful. I
wouldn't use the word cute, right? Yes, he's a good-looking guy. Guys can say that. Once they say he's cute, you're gay.
Okay. All right.
No,
okay.
I'm the only guy here that can know the guy's
I can
cute.
say Ermine.
Exactly.
Ermine is the most I think she is the most beautiful woman in the community.
Hell
I would agree with that.
She wouldn't give me the time of day. I still think
Hannah?
Ermine.
Oh, Ermine's pretty. Yeah, I gotta admit, Ermine's a good-looking woman.
No, she is hot as fuck. I tell you what, she can't cook for shit though.
That's all right.
I'm weird. I mean, everybody gives me shit, but I like Nevin. I think she's the most attractive. But that's just me, right? We all have our personal proclivities, I assume, right?
Nevin's cute. Yeah.
Everyone has their preferences. If her ass isn't like 60 inches in diameter, then Isaiah's not gonna like her. So
yeah, me and
everyone
Isaiah
has
would
their-
never have to worry about beginning competition with each other. Never gonna happen.
if her ass is not like 3 times the
That's
length
why
of the
him and I could
laptop
go
monitor.
we could go to bars together. It'd be no problem, man.
And this is what happens when I have 3 chocolate liqueurs. I get my ass out on live hangout.
Don't worry, I'm joining you right now with some Crown Royal whiskey.
Oh, let me get a link again.
I have this. I bought this
Put it
from
in
my
the
mom
glass.
today.
Come on in, guys.
Look at this.
We're
Can
having
you
fun.
see
This is our fun day.
What do you got there? Cranberry vodka?
Tipsy wine?
What the cranberry
That must-
vodka?
Crab
liqueur.
apple vodka liqueur.
Oh, crab
I see.
apple.
Is that something exclusively on the Isle of Wight?
No, that's something like you get at the the lobby of a cheap hotel in Las Vegas or something. You know, I am not saying from experience that I've done stuff like that, but I've done stuff like that.
I'll tell you what. Guess how much this costs. Go on, guess.
American?
$90. $90 American.
No, don't be
No,
ridiculous.
I would say that's probably a $12 to $15 bottle.
No, it was $30.
Are you serious? That's so expensive.
It's organic. It's made on the island with all the fruits they use are grown on the
It's organic.
farm. It's very organic. And
It's like people buy water that says non-GMO water.
Shut up. Even though I don't drink, I did have a sip of it on Saturday, and it's absolutely delicious.
I would try it. I would definitely try it.
So this is, let me show you guys.
Well, welcome, dude, to our nearly the end of the year hangout. You don't come around too much. You know,
we're all coming out of the woodwork today.
Scott's actually in my best of Steve's hangout 1.
Yeah.
I just want to say to Haunted, honey, don't take that personally. It took me 3 years to get to see him, so I'm just gonna have to wait a little longer. Why are you rubbing your face with a bottle of alcohol?
Yeah, what, dude?
What?
Oh, that's where my echo was
Helps
coming
me go
from.
to sleep.
People are giving me so much shit about Nevin. Wow.
Right, can I just confirm that you are in fact 6'2"?
Yeah, I'm a little bit shorter than Redline, just a little bit.
I didn't know that. I thought you were about 5'10", 11. And I was just like, oh god, I'm so jealous of Hannah.
Hey, guess how tall I am?
But put it this way, about 5'4". Put it this way, I would honestly, I think Hannah is a wasted opportunity. Absolute waste.
You want her to get laid more than she wants to get laid. And by the way, Max is like 6 foot. By the way,
I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
6'2".
Are you 6'2", Max?
I am 6'2".
6'2" or 6 foot also.
Okay, you're in with a chance then, Maxie.
But he's one of those guys with a micro
As
penis.
long as you don't speak. So. Don't speak.
Just don't talk. Just be beautiful. That's all I want.
Just stay
Just
pretty.
lay there.
I can do that.
You know, it's so funny. This is what I love about Anna and Fiona and the rest of these people. I love them because, we'll talk shit about women and they'll do the same thing about men. So nobody can complain about sexual harassment or being,
well,
whatever.
hang on a sec.
I can say Devin's hot and I don't give a fuck what you think. And you can say
there's messing about like we are right now, and then there's harassment. They're 2 different things. And we do get a lot of shit. I mean, talk to Helena, talk to a couple of other people that are taken seriously. I'm not taken seriously at all in the community, so no one's going to listen to me. But, someone like Helena, who is very, concerned, let's say that, about the sexism that goes on here. So it's not that it's not there. It's just that, I don't mind having a laugh and a joke about it because I'm with people who I like, respect, and trust, who I know are joking and who are not going to take my words and use them against me at any opportunity.
Hey, you know what? We finished off that bottle you have in front of you together. I don't know. I might use it against you. But,
if you're not careful, Steve, I'm going to do a Hillary on you and accuse you of being a predator, okay? So just watch it.
That's sexual harassment. That's sexual harassment.
I tell you what was creepy last night. I don't know if you guys caught it. I hate to bring it up, but I really do. I don't know what the fuck Jim's issue was last night. It was really.
I heard about it. I haven't seen it.
Here you go.
I left for a while, but I came back and I was listening to when Lydia was there and Bulldog, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
So what started that? What started the whole tirade against Hannah?
Before you go into an explanation, who is this? Because
Jim Brack.
I know this. Yeah, but do I know him? Does he
know.
use another name?
He occasionally has hangouts, and he gets about 3 viewers when he does.
I have no idea who this guy is.
His avatar is a dragon and on the horizon, ain't it?
I thought it was
I
like
think it's a
Cthulhu.
tree, isn't it?
I don't know. I thought it was Cthulhu. I didn't look at it too much.
It could be Cthulhu. No, he was upset at Hannah for making her decision, preliminary decision, that she really doesn't want kids, and if she ever does has kids, she'll probably adopt. He took this to be offensive to his male masculinity, superiority, patriarchal, whatever.
So who cares what
really
the fuck
weird.
she wants to do with her vagina? Like,
fuck if I know.
Listen,
I was like, why are you getting up in my coochie here?
Do you know how many times that little shit Iron has told me that I'm a useless, worthless piece of shit because I've chosen not to have kids?
Isn't he unemployed?
Yeah.
Hasn't he not actively not tried to seek employment like for how long now?
I don't know. I think he has. He reckons he mows the occasional lawn, but that's not the point. The point is if I choose not to have children, it's got nothing to do with my worth as a person whatsoever. It's ridiculous.
Well, I don't get that at all.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Just an arrogant, typical Iron. I mean, I have to say though, I was listening to him with Matt Bell last night, and I don't know enough about philosophy to know whether he was doing well, but I felt that he was annoying Matt Bell, which is always a good sign. So you know what, Iron, when he's in a lucid mood and he hasn't been drinking, is actually very funny. He can be really witty. It's quite sad, really, because I'm sure he'd be quite a nice guy to hang out with if he wasn't such a racist fuckwit.
Well,
Iron, I can't stand him at any level. Sorry.
I know. I used to be like that about him, Steve, but I think it's empathy again with him. I think I feel a bit sorry for him.
Wow. Shit sucks.
I just think it's a disgusting human being.
I used to think
No.
think Iron and Dio were asshole trolls, but now I've got to deal with the dross that I have to deal with in Tom's hangouts. They're actually quite nice compared to the idiots that I have to deal with.
Dio, really?
Yeah, I listen. I get on with Dio because I separate myself from what he says on here to get attention and to get people to go, Dio, you're such an asshole. To the Dio that's got some severe mental health issues, and I mean severe.
Well, I mean,
he's another Beasley. You know that, right? He's another Beasley. He's not
I think he is too. Sure.
Gosh, tits.
But I mean, what we had to deal with like claim your inheritance and
oh God,
conscious. Oh my God, what's the?
I can only deal with so much of that every day. You were in the off-air hangout. Did you come in or because I said? G Constance, you're on some dumb nigga shit, and I had said that offline. I stopped caring because he's just dumb. But like the stuff that I had to sit through and try to explain to this motherfucker, and listen to 30 minutes of, well, you got the papyrus, and the papyrus comes from the cellulose, and the cellulose came from the tree. The tree was grown by the fire that came from Prometheus, and Prometheus, it starts with the pro. The pro is before. The thee is the thing that happened. The us is the everyone, and the everything else is behind this. It's just like, shut
That's what he sounds like.
Fuck up, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah,
well,
I just did a better rap than you are dumb.
I couldn't sleep last night, so I was trying to listen to some binaural music, and I had my earpieces in the laptop next to me, and I was kind of fading in and out, and all of a sudden I get this loud noise of a fucking G+ phone call at 6:30 a.m., right? And I don't mind. People call me anytime. I just wasn't expecting it. And I'm like, oh, it's drag. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm sleeping. I can't. I'm trying to sleep until. Anyways, I started listening to the hangout at least, but at some point I did fall asleep, and at some point I woke up and I listened to G Conscious talking about some stupid ass shit about Reds and Fiona saying, and Hannah going, well, when was the flood? And an hour later, he still never answered it.
Oh yeah, that was so stupid. I would actually like to see G Consciousness and Dionysus debate one another on the topic of which civilization was better, the African or European civilization, and watch them act superior because of their ancestry and not because of any of their own accomplishments.
I just want to just like a black hole forming just in the middle of the two and just slowly just growing.
Is that the
It's
black
just the
hole
amount of
stupidity?
ignorance. Just the black hole stupidity. Just concentrated fucking stupid. Just like, oh God.
He's just way the fuck out there, man.
Well, I told him that I had been watching him for a while, and he didn't know that I knew about that group. He took that me knowing of the group and being in that group. He thought I was a part of it. No, there's a group on Facebook called the Amun-Ra Scholarship where it's a few different sects of people, or they call themselves the conscious community, and so they all have different ideologies. And so he belongs to one of those far out ideologies that worship fucking Egyptians and everything Egypt, and so that's all he knows. That's literally it.
Is he one of those big-headed scientist guys?
Not necessarily. It's on the same token, but he doesn't actually subscribe to that ideology per se. But it's one that's kind of close to that. So, like, there's a bunch of different, like, I call them sects of ideology.
How do people get into that bullshit?
Because they don't know anything else.
Listen, guys, listen. I just read what Psycho put in the live chat. G Kun always acts like that. Dude is an emotional wreck.
Yeah, he doesn't like psycho-atheists at all, by the way.
How could you not like psycho-atheists? Psycho-atheists.
I just love it when Psycho calls people coons. It just makes me laugh.
I don't know the story behind that. I'm sure I'll hear it later, but I just call him a fucking idiot. But he might be a coon. I don't know.
Psychopath atheist is one of the most direct people around here. You gotta love him for that.
In England, coon means nigger, basically. So it's a very derogatory term that nobody uses.
Oh,
so
here as well, it's derogatory.
Yeah, it's derogatory here too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something very very, very derogatory, especially for another black person. That's why what's his name? Incorporated got pissed off when Psycho called him a coon.
Do that to G-Man.
Well, I tell you what, Incorporated
God.
has pissed so many people off. Even Tom has banned him from his hangouts.
Wow.
So-
By the way, is Patriarch Incorporated?
Yes.
Yes. Same fucking person.
Yeah.
Fuck, okay. I thought somebody had told me that. I wanted to confirm. Thank you.
And he changed his fucking name, and Tom came up with this theory, and it's probably correct. And he changed his name because he's so scorned by the community.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the reason.
He's a racist bastard.
He's fucking stupid. There's so many things that Incorporated has been wrong on. I don't know where to even begin. I'm thinking that's part of the reason why he keeps changing his fucking name, because people are so annoyed with his dumb ass. And I knew something about him told me that he used to serve, and I was right. He was a fucking infantryman. I was like, God damn it, that's right. You were one of those motherfuckers that couldn't get anything else. You dumb motherfucker. But that's just me venting my frustration at his stupidity. But that's me, Dragnot, King of the Negroes. So
Hi, Fiona.
I keep hearing that too.
Love it. King of the Negroes.
Yes.
I've come into Chin Annabelle about something.
Oh, what
You
have I
ready,
done now?
Annabelle? Are you
I'm on
ready?
listen. Whoa. G-Man impression. I'm on my best behavior tonight. I haven't done anything wrong.
She's been a good girl.
You said, Annabelle, you dared to say that you were old enough to be Red's grandmother.
Yeah, I am.
Now, no. I am older than you, and I
Only
always say I'm old enough to be his mother.
All right.
And you went and said,
We're gonna need a drink.
Red is 26, I think, isn't he? He's 26. So
Yeah,
it's physically possible for me to be his grandmother, yes.
Well, that would
Annabelle,
make Fiona the
stop,
great
please.
grandmother.
Anyway, Fiona, get in the
Oh my
queue,
God, I'm
right?
old enough to wait.
Get in the
I'm old
queue.
enough to be Red's dad.
Yeah. Because he's only a few years. He's only
I
a few
might be
years
Red's
younger than me.
dad. I don't know. I did a lot of shit in my early 20s. Well, I was in Florida. In Boston. I lived
Just one slight problem, Stevie. Stevie, just one slight problem. Red is fucking hot, so unlikely.
I used to
Anyway, no,
Yes.
I'm only kidding.
I used to be damn good
doesn't
looking.
look like Santa Claus right now, so.
Right, but I used to be good looking.
No, but you used to look like Dio. You and Dio are the split of each other.
Oh.
Wow.
Damn.
Ooh.
Dio is not. Hey guys,
can't
let me
breathe.
just explain. Let me just explain. Dio may be incredibly mentally ill and an asshole, but he's not a bad-looking guy. That's for sure.
He has like a 2-inch dick, though.
Who cares? It's not.
What?
It's not the length. It's the way you use it.
2 inches?
You can't look. No matter how good no matter how great a carpenter you are, if you don't have a saw, you're not going to be able to do shit.
You better have
No,
a 6
no,
inch
you're
tongue.
absolutely right. I'm
Yeah,
only
it better be
kidding.
like-
You're
it better be
absolutely
like
right.
5
It is
inches
a
in girth.
fallacy. It is a fallacy. Get it? Fallacy. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, I see what you did.
Wow, that shit you're drinking started to kick in now.
Yeah, it is a
Actually
fallacy that if it's not how you use it, it's what you do. It's not how long it is, it's what you do with it. Because actually, if you have a mushroom, then don't even bother. I'm not interested.
Mushroom.
You, Annabelle, you on a roll today, girlfriend.
Or magic mushroom. What about a magic mushroom?
This is
I
what's
think I could get a
happened.
drink.
I have had 3 of these, so that's why I'm being silly.
You eat a few more. It'll get interesting. This is my second drink now.
You can't even talk now.
Next time I'll put my pajama bottoms down completely.
No balls. You won't do
No.
it.
Do it off air.
All right. Ending.
No, I'm not going to do
Wait,
it.
we got room for the happy
Stuart,
couple.
sorry.
We're missing half of the couple.
Okay, no, hang on a sec, Reds. Where's Hannah? I've just been telling everybody about your love story and how
she's
gorgeous
in
you
the
are.
she's in the
Oh,
she's in the outside chats. Can I have a gun? I'm going to shoot myself in the head
She
twice.
just said, and
Oh,
Reds just
damn
said,
it.
hi, Hannah, and Hannah said, eat a dick.
I thought
See,
that
that's love.
Absolutely.
They've been married
This
for
is
20
what-
years.
Guys, this is what's known as foreplay where I come from.
I mean,
Yeah.
she did come in
I
while
am
we
in
were
complete
addressing.
agreement with Annabelle here. I am complete agreement with Annabelle. In
No
fact,
wonder
as a
British
couple
people are rude.
Hannah, and I actually said to Hannah, look, I said to Red and Hannah, when are you two going to fuck?
Yeah, well, that's right. Absolutely. I
Yeah,
think the thing
because-
is that Hannah's a little slightly younger and perhaps not in control of her emotions. So the best way for her to deal with it is to just hide them. But we can see right through it.
She has to take the advice of these more mature ladies in this room. Isn't that right, Annabelle?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? That would make one hell of a hangout.
I mean, think about it. Me and Annabelle are in agreement on something here, right?
Oh wait,
Yes,
yeah,
Hannah,
you know what? I'll
yes.
get to the end of the
This is
year.
awesome.
Take all that
Right.
frustration.
Mark it down.
Just let Redline just bottom
Okay,
out.
everybody.
Just
Okay,
straight through.
let's stop now. Hannah's triggered. She's now playing victim card. So
Safe
Um,
space.
No, it's okay. Hannah,
This is
it's
safe
just
space.
a little bit of fun. Don't worry, Hen.
hey, yeah, listen, I put my hand up. I would fuck Red in a heartbeat. Let me tell you, there's no
Hey,
problem
Red,
there.
Hey, Red,
But
we're
the
going
thing
to
is,
Britain.
Hannah, I think that you would do the same.
Road
so you're
trip.
not prepared to admit it.
I think everybody in this room would fuck Reds just for the sake we said we'd fuck
Yeah.
Reds.
Oh, yeah.
But having
already
said
like-
that, this is
Yeah,
this
come
is
on,
a wee bit of a joke, right? But see if Hannah gets any flack from that shower of idiots over it, we'll have her back.
What
We
shower
will
of
have her
idiots?
back.
There's so many to
Oh.
choose from, Fiona.
I know that's true, actually. You know, but you know what I mean. So seriously, if she gets any flack from it, we're there for her
What video?
all the way.
The adoption one.
No, Reds is
but anything-
going to play the video. He's going to put together a video of something later on. I don't know. Anyway, the thing is, the bottom line is that I think we should all bandy together somehow and get Hannah and Reds together. We need to,
He's
as a
driving back up there in a
community,
couple months.
come together. Well, no, we need to make it quicker than that because we don't want things to go stale. Because obviously, these things need to help it along a bit. Push it along a bit.
Yes, Red, you must go. Bottom out. All the way, man.
Or alternatively, we could get Hannah down to Florida to watch at one of these rocket launches.
Oh.
And by the way,
if they both
everybody,
orgasm at the same time as a rocket going up, that's
Red,
you can't get better than that.
because I can tease in the hangout. Red, can I say about the rocket, name of the rocket thingy, auctioning thingy that I mentioned? Oh, he's not there. Nope. His mic's not working. No, his mic's not working. That's why he's dropped. I know that. He would say.
See, we ran him out of the community.
He's
just
more
like
than happy
Conquer Posse did.
he's more than happy to admit that he and Hannah should be together forever. Okay? Can you unbroadcast him? Thank you. Anyway, Red,
All
mic
right,
check.
now can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you now.
About to say I was screaming into the mic and none of you. I was like, "What's wrong with this thing?" Okay, first of all, I am not under any circumstances hot. Take that back.
No, can't be sexy.
I will have sex with you, Red. And that's just because I want to say I have sex with you.
Everybody knows that I say it how I see it, so you can't pull that one. Sorry.
And secondly, I want to just get something straight here with Steve. Steve, between you and me, Papa.
You? Yeah, when I left you at the orphanages, you're supposed to stay there. So I'm gonna go in the store and I'll be right back.
Yeah, Papa, you finally came back from the liquor store.
You know what? Yeah, I would have been 21 when I had you, right? You got your gun when I was 20. Probably been 20 or 21 when I had you. So yeah.
And on a final note, yes, if Hana came down to Florida and we all orgasmed as the rocket was going up, that would probably be the
awesome
best day of my fucking life.
Seriously,
okay,
right?
Can I ask you, Red? Remember I said to you about doing something for Gus with the next rocket launch?
Yes.
Yeah. For those listening, when Red does his next hangout, he's going to auction off the next rocket launch, and he is going to name it after you or the name of your choice.
Yes.
I personally am going to try and win this so that I can call it the Hana and Red should be together rocket launch.
Oh man, you know what? I would approve. And so the way this is working is that there is a rocket launch coming up on the 8th, and it is a Falcon 9, which is the most advanced rocket that America has. And this one, I believe, is going to be a landable booster. And so that is going to be awesome. So that is the type of stuff that you want your name on.
Well, to take some of the heat off of you and Hannah, I've sent out a picture on Facebook to Annabelle, Hannah, Fiona, and a few others. It's me in a suit. Well, the suit that I'm going to be going to the wedding in.
No, that's just cruel.
Can I see?
You gotta send it to me over text.
Oh.
Can I get a Facebook message of that?
Yep, I'll send it to you.
Max, don't sound so keen.
What are we doing pictures of?
Well, apparently Dragnut's going to be looking mighty fucking good in a fucking tux. Going to be looking awesome.
Oh my god, Drag, that is so cute. Look at you. I will say though, I have to say that in some ways you remind me of a pasta, you know?
I was supposed to be one.
That's what it reminds me of, even though it's cute, because obviously we're used to seeing you in t-shirts and that. But it does, you know, I can see how big you are now. Not big as in fat.
I'm not shy about my weight. You don't have to hold back.
I cannot see his crotch, everybody, before you start.
I'm still not got Facebook open yet.
Also, Steve,
yes, my son.
Yeah. Are you paying attention to the side chat? I couldn't hear anything when I first came in.
You look like Greg. You look like a 1950s dad.
But hang on, it's Hannah first starts off with saying, "Can I have a gun? Because I'm going to shoot myself in the head twice." I then reply saying, "Hi, Hannah." She replies, "Eat a dick."
Yeah, I saw that.
I know, that was funny. Brilliant.
It's all
foreplay. It's all foreplay, guys. Just remember that.
I got the pic from Drag. Let's see. God damn, do you look sporty?
I've still not found it.
I sent it to you on the Facebook message.
Yeah, I know, but my Chromebook's going so slow at the moment. I've got that many pictures of Reds open. Oh my word!
Wow. Now I really have to work out. Gotta keep this physique up. Urgh.
Oh, Drag. Ooh.
I didn't pick out anything, but it's my cousin's choice. He wanted me to be the best man, so that's my suit that's hanging up over there.
No shit, You're the best man?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Oh, very nice. Very, very nice.
I'm getting a haircut and shit too, because I gotta look nice since we're going in front of my family that some of them really don't want to see me, but oh well.
We're gonna do a little thing here. If you want to see Reds and Hana hook up, like this video. So let's see.
I've already liked it.
You guys have been like the best wing people ever.
Well, I offered to leave the room so she could care for you in private. I was just gonna like walk and sit in the little
That's a true
cafeteria over there.
wingman, right?
That is a true wingman. I'll tell you what. If Hannah eventually comes to her senses and pulls the trigger with me, I'll make you the best man twice.
Hey, I'll be there. Just name the date.
We got, let's see, and also for the fundraiser for Gus, with the rocket launch that's coming up, this is how it'll work. Is not only will I auction off the rocket launch to have your name on it and stuff like that, but I'll also commission my buddy Astronomy Live to come out to the rocket launch with me. Now, Astronomy Live, for those of you who don't know, has a auto tracking telescope that will track the entire damn thing all the way up and back down again. And with that automated system and my hand tracking, we'll be able to catch the entire thing in incredible detail at 60 frames per second, of course. And keep in mind, this is a landable rocket. So what goes up is going to come back down, and the first stage is going to land either on the barge or back at the Space Center.
See, Reds.
So what's it going up? You know what it's? Well, obviously you do. What's it going up for?
It's a rocket. That's what they do.
Yeah. All right, Steve. Smart ass.
Yeah.
See if they're going to check if the Earth is flat.
Let me rephrase that for Steve. Why
the Earth
is
is flat.
leaving planet Earth and shooting thousands of miles up into the sky better, Steve?
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, does that work? I mean,
Hey, Reds, just be glad that Hannah's not going with you to the Falcon 9 because you'll be playing more with this telescope than you would.
No, but hang on a sec, Steve. That's what we're trying to organise. That she is
Yeah, but
going to be going
that
with him.
telescope, he's gonna be ignoring Hannah.
Right.
He's gonna be like fondling that telescope like it's.
There's my telescope right there.
nice.
Big thing.
Is that? Hang on. Let me click on this guy.
I thought that was just a giant bomb.
I was thinking
like,
of making it into one. But
Damn.
Oh wait a minute. Oh, that's a Newtonian, isn't it?
yeah, it's a Dobsonian.
Oh, Dobsonian.
Can I
Is it a
read out?
12-inch mirror?
13.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
all right.
That's
To
awesome.
answer the question.
Before you do
the,
that, Red. Before you do that, Red, can I just read something that Tyler's written? It's so funny.
Sure.
Please let me. Still, I have to ask again. Anyone mind explaining what the fuck happened on Hangouts last night? I go to see Rogue One, and our good friend True detonates a stupidity nuke with 27 hours of Hangouts.
Oh man.
He's so funny. I love Tyler. He's so funny.
Detonates a stupidity nuke.
He does detonate a lot of those.
We're going to start describing it.
Was it turbo driven?
All right. Answering the question now. So the thing it's launching is called the EchoStar 23 satellite system for EchoStar Corp. Basically, what it is, it's direct-to-home television broadcast over Brazil. It's a geosynchronous satellite that will be delivering internet TV access to people for the country of Brazil. So
That's brilliant. Look, I've got a bit of a soft spot for Brazil. I spent a lot of time out there. So is that a Brazilian company that are launching the rocket? Okay,
yes, it's a Brazilian satellite, and this company hired SpaceX, an American company, to launch the vehicle into space. And this particular satellite, because of how light it is, that means that there is a definite landing that's going to happen on this particular flight.
Are they gonna make sure they have this static properly discharged this time?
It wasn't static, Steve.
Well, sure, whatever.
It was an overpressure vent because the liquid oxygen pretty much froze up, iced up, and then cracked the helium.
And what ignited
vessel.
it?
Didn't ignite it.
What ignited it?
Okay, it was the shrapnel from the rocket when it went kablooey and it sparked.
Yeah,
You
well,
think one day NASA's going to be completely replaced by SpaceX?
what?
You think possible one day government organizations like NASA could be replaced by private space companies?
Possible.
Wow, Boyle Piss is like, Hannah Zuby, see, Red is talking rockets. Best time to get in there when he's likely at his hardest.
I told you, he's looking more at Scott's telescope than he is thinking about Hannah right now.
Yeah, size
Scott's
does
got
matter.
13 inch.
Yeah.
So he's more worried about his 13 inch than Hannah.
Can somebody please explain to me what did happen? Because I was asleep most of last night, and I woke up early this morning, but nothing was going on. It was kind of boring.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I went to bed early last night. I missed all of this. I went to bed all nice and peaceful. I woke up this morning, put on my Chromebook, and went, holy fuck.
I don't think True did anything exceptionally stupid out of the ordinary, did he? Did I forget something?
Oh, I don't know when he's had another hangout tonight.
Oh wow. Yep, that's a stupid bomb.
G-Man rage quit it because Christian anarchist was being unbiblical.
Oh.
Oh, poor baby.
Let's get back to Scott's 13 inch.
You see, this is when, when people talk about that, and, obviously me and Sam, we're fine. But when Sam says something like, oh, the drama and everything, well, they are so funny. How can you not want to watch the stupidity and the tantrums and the triggering that goes on with this lot? They're just so hilarious.
Because I can't stand the fluff that he has on his channel, right? I mean, he just says, I tuned in a little bit, and it literally, if you just take about 5 minutes of what he said, I could put it to any one of his videos and match up completely. He's that much verbatim anymore. And it bores me.
I know. I mean, I don't listen to anything that Ronnie says. It's literally word salad to me, completely and utterly.
That's because you're not smart enough to understand why.
Evolution is the mechanism that shows an evolutionary trait of something growing from nothing, because chimps and humans don't have the same DNA. It's the same fucking crap over and over again.
And then the papyrus from the paper and the cellulose and the tree and the Prometheus and the sun, but sun means the sun, the one for the Sun Wukong, for the ancient Jesus, and so the Egyptians and the Chinese, and so the cultures and Hittites and the. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
Pyramids.
That's a good rap.
What's worse is when he always goes like, wait, hold on, hold. Oh. And then he never answers anything.
You left out Illuminati.
Yeah, and pyramids.
He didn't answer that question either. When was the first goddamn pyramid? I want to know.
To me, he's exactly the same he was 2 years ago. Whinging about atheists, trying to sound like he knows what he's talking about, and even someone who's scientifically illiterate like me knows he doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, I don't. What is going? Is he mentally ill, or is he just a dick?
I think that there is there has to be like something wrong with him. Like I'm not. I don't know. I'm not in that profession, but I've never really encountered someone that fucking off. Like I've encountered people who are just dicks and people who are assholes and people who are trolls, but there's something fucking wrong with him.
Yeah, there is something wrong with him. It's just I don't see him any different than Nephilim Free, to be honest with you.
Well, he's just a dumb drunk from Mississippi. I've dealt with people like him before.
Yeah, but it's the same word salad. It's the same talking over everyone. Just keep talking. Don't let anyone get a word in, and just word salad. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and then he blocks anybody that could actually have an interesting conversation.
Exactly, it's what Nephilim used to do. I mean, don't forget, Nephilim was quite a big cheese at one point in this community.
But he killed his own hand because he blocked everybody, and then nobody wanted to have a talk with him anymore.
Well, that and the fact that pretty much every time he was on a hangout, he was drunk. His drinking got worse and worse. But the point is that I see them as exactly the same people, pretty much, except obviously one of them's got big, like me, got big black patches under his eyes.
But it was funny when Ronnie's like, oh, well, Reds didn't know what he was talking about because Reds doesn't understand science. I'm like, give me some of the motherfuckers that's going to college to go work for NASA doesn't understand science, and you do.
Shadow, you've got to remember you go back much further than me, and I don't really remember Venom. I'm talking about when I first turned up here 3 or 4 years ago. Nephilim was in, he was holding Hank regular. He was doing the same thing as what Ronnie's doing now, yelling at atheists, blaming atheists for everything. Well, he's literally gone quiet now. I don't remember the last time I saw Nephilim Free.
Do you know why that is?
Yeah,
because since you couldn't start a hangout through G Plus anymore, and you have to do it through YouTube, and he doesn't know how to do it, and nobody will tell him.
Yeah, nobody will tell him. Even his own people won't tell him. She's not even lying. She's telling you the truth. He doesn't fucking know. He's asked. He's like, can anybody show me how to do this? And there's no comments underneath or nothing.
Really? He literally does ask.
He does not know. Yeah, that's not joke. That's true. He doesn't know. That's why he hasn't been on.
I mean, even I know how to set up a hangout, for goodness sakes. Bloody hell.
Unlike Tommy Hall, he does not know Dick.
Oh, wait.
Oh, let's not talk about, please get that. Now, I really don't like Tommy Hall. I've got a real problem with him. I think he's the most vile, underhand, dishonest fuckwit. Now, Stevie loves him. I know you do.
I didn't say that I love him. I just said I can tolerate him more than most.
I don't know how.
I don't know how.
You just gotta milk the udder, you know.
Tommy is like the kid that spends all day playing with clay and macaroni and thinks he's going to Harvard.
Hey, look at this great art I made. It's macaroni on a plate. Blue.
Yeah, Red, were you the first one who interacted with Tommy Hall? Because I saw him in one of your earliest hangouts.
Yeah, I don't know.
JD Kane's fault.
I
don't
know if I was the first one, but I was one of the first. And the first time I spoke to Tommy Hall, he was talking about how smart he was, and then we asked him what he does for a living with all this knowledge, and he's like, "Oh, I mow lawns."
No, he talked about
JD Kane brought him in here. JD Kane brought him here from the creationism group. Me and JD were both in that, and that's
Thanks,
where
JD.
He has not changed his argument in 2 years, so you got to give him some consistency.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, but wait a minute. Neither has Ronnie.
Yep.
No, Ronnie actually started off as a presuppositionalist, and when he wasn't smart enough to do that, he just went on to copying intelligent design proponents.
Hey, can I make a statement that since Neffy's no longer around, I want to claim it officially that I ran Neffy off the internet. Thank you very much.
You know,
Tell us how you did that, Steve.
It was just too much. My ignoring him bothered him too much because I know he had all these pleas of having a debate that he wanted with me, and I would never do it. He just couldn't handle it anymore, and he just decided to be relegated to some obscure part of the internet talking about alien conspiracy theories.
Is he doing that?
He was at one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was. He actually believes he was abducted. He has lucid dreams like I do, but he isn't smart enough to realize that they're called dreams for a reason. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's true though. I'm not. I mean, as well as I do. That's what he got a lot of shit from. Yeah.
I know.
Man, if
Although
only Jackie was here.
I still think it's best one translocation.
Talking of CCP, I think Rand Campbell's been deported back to Canada.
Oh, wow.
What?
Oh, we don't want him.
What? Eh?
It's been deported back.
I'm just taking a wide guess that his visa ran out, which is why he's disappeared off the face of the earth.
Fucking Trudeau ruining it, having him come back here.
I don't believe for a minute that he was married or anything. I mean, Nev said that she'd seen a video of him doing some kind of speech in a church or something, but that's about all the evidence we've got.
Yes, she said Beckel has seen it too.
Didn't Rand post a picture of him and his wife?
Yeah.
A while back.
Can't you purchase women there for like 3 cows and a bag of beans?
Something like that, yeah.
I got pictures of me and a ton of chicks. I could say any one of them with my wife.
Exactly.
I'm sure he has pictures of women. Come on.
Oh well.
But I'm just saying that I'm just saying that he's disappeared again, and it's usually because either he's gone back into prison or. Sorry.
No,
none of us are going to miss him.
Yeah, that was
a hangout the other night.
I'm really, really being slanderous here now. I have no idea where he's gone, but he's just disappeared again. So there's obviously something up.
Annabelle, come on, there's free sex.
There was a hangout the other night called the channel name is Flat Out Elected.
Oh God.
And that's Ran.
What?
Oh right, so he is around then.
Yeah. Flat Out Elected.
Okay. Sorry, I take back what I said. Obviously, he's still living in the Dominican Republic with his beautiful wife and making millions and billions out of the amazing business that he runs. Sorry,
promoting Flat Earth.
I'm not convinced.
He's a pretty good troll. I'll give it to him. He's a
brilliant. Do you know what? I had him on my Facebook for a while because I actually kind of like the guy. I mean, Fiona will confirm this. We a few years back, we had a group fundamentally flawed, and he got, he used to troll us all. But we used to have private hangouts with him, and he was very open about the fact that he was not a Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has this
He's-
need to try to convince people that he's a Christian, especially flat Earth. Then he sits back and goes, "God, these dumb motherfuckers think the Earth is flat." That's what he gets off on.
He gets a massive kick out of it. Don't forget the
He
guys
does. He really does.
He's been trolling people long before the internet came around. I can assure you.
Oh yeah.
It's a character he plays. That's all.
He's a massive character, but I actually quite like him because he and I, you know, we've had our moments, but at the end of the day, he's always got a twinkle in his eye, and I quite like that about him.
No, see, I just can't stand him.
Yeah. I
just
get why
cannot
people
stand
don't like him because he's a bully, he's a troll, he's and he's vicious, and particularly for you, Fiona, because he'll, of course, that they go for the jugular with you. But he says terrible things about me, but it's always about my menopause or the fact that I've got bags under my eyes.
He tries to push people, and so he respects people who push him back, and that's why when he made the threats against me, I gave him my address and I told him to meet me. And I think True took that as like some kind of a challenge. And I'm like, no, I was serious with Rand. Like he challenged me. Oh, you think you're a big guy? You're in the army. It's like, Rand, I will beat the ever living shit out of you. And I gave him my address and I told him I'd meet him at the gate. Ever since then, he and I have been cool. And he said that he respects guys,
Yeah,
who stand
that's
up
what
to
he
him.
said to us. He came into the hangout and told us that he liked us all because we gave him as much shit out as he gave us. And, I mean, don't forget, he also had a relationship, well, if you can call it that, a brief liaison with Hillary Pugh.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's interesting.
Basically, they obviously split. And at the time they split, it became acrimonious. And he basically, had a go at her, and she had all of these emails from him, and he was admitting more or less that he was, conning all the Christians in the community, that he wasn't a Christian.
Yep.
So it's not just a question of us guessing that he's not there has been conversations, and there is actual written evidence of it.
Yeah.
So and the CCP will deny this, or just so
I don't think G-Man trusts Rand. I don't think he's, I think he's had a few run. It's a bit like G-Man. I was about to say that exactly what I was about to say. I think that G-Man has had his fingers burnt so many times with Brett and with Rand that he tends to avoid them. That's what G-Man won't actually put them down in public. He'll just avoid them. But that's what, this whole kind of brothers in arms thing where they don't reprimand people in public. But they'll have a go at Fiona every 10 minutes. It's like,
well, she's not a Christian. She's not a true Christian.
Yeah,
that's not the point.
That's the thing that's stupid about it.
Oh, Tyler had mentioned. I actually seen that video with Alex Bott and his wife reading the emails between Rand and Hillary at the radio show. That was pretty funny.
Whatever happened to Fundamentally Flawed? It's a name I haven't heard in a long time, and I just remembered.
That was hilarious when they did that.
I don't know.
That was funny.
I mean, I don't see eye to eye with Alex anymore, but he used to do some good work.
Pancake mix.
Yeah, I miss Boiled Piss. Boiled Piss was funny. Like I would watch Boiled Piss, and be like, man, this is I for one time I can sit and not have to be the funny person and fucking talking shit Tuesday. I can sit and watch other people be funny. Yay!
Drag, you were never the funny person in talking shit Tuesday.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right, where did you get that idea?
Yeah, because I kept getting fucking messages from people saying, "Oh, can you please come back to Talking Shit Tuesday? Oh God, I can't stand. Wolf King is not funny. Please stop."
Like now, you sound like G-Man and your message is bullshit. Okay.
I'm not. No, I'm telling you, I have more than one person tell me that, and more than two people.
What are you saying? You're the token black comedian in the group?
Yes.
Wolf King is around.
Yes. Tell me their dick. So what? Yeah.
I think Wolf King.
Well, that's because they want you to see their dicks, obviously.
Yeah. Anyway, I just want to point out that that there is one very funny guy in Boiled Piss who generally nobody knows much about, and he keeps a very low profile, and that's partly why they haven't come back, because he's not able to do it for a while. Obviously, Mark's incredibly funny. But Jim Jamt is the guy who I'm talking about, and he is just brilliant. So the two of them play off against each other, and that's why Mark's not done anymore, because he's not able to do them at the moment.
That works.
We're gonna send Paula Gia into True's next hangout.
Who is this guy?
Paula Gia. He's been doing some video series on Eric Hovind. Yes, we know, low-hanging fruit. We all realize that now. But
Well,
he,
I don't think
he's a little late to the party.
Low-hanging
But
fruit, no.
he's really, really good.
I don't think he's low-hanging fruit because he's got such a reputation and so well known in the States. I think
Well, Paul G makes a good point. I mean, there's always new people that look at Eric and they don't really realize that he's already been disproven. God knows how many times. So, but
I think that's true. It's like a treadmill of new people coming into the discussion. And yes, you end up going over the same thing again and again and again. But
in a way, I can understand that, because when you come into a new community and you're full of passion, and you see someone with a bad argument, of course you want to jump in and correct them. The fact that there's been 27 other people that have done it for the last 2 years before you is irrelevant.
No, I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
What do you say, Fiona?
And also, when you have new people coming into the community and make the bad arguments, but you also have new audience members coming along.
Yeah.
And a lot of us do this not to convince the person that we're talking to, but for the benefit of the audience. Because otherwise, they spout their bullshit and it goes unchallenged. And then that's seen as, oh, well, that is what science says. I just deal with the sciencey bit. So it's seen as that's what science says. And you think, unless somebody actually points out, no, that's not what science says, that people who aren't sciencey don't know any better. As somebody said last night, they were stunned at the way, how long Ronnie could go without taking a breath. And it is stunning. And then I realised why. I realised why it was. It's because as humans, we breathe through our mouths. But Ronnie's talking out his arse.
Oh, Ronnie, why do you have to be such a
I just saw something in
punchline?
the chat that made me laugh. G-Man knows JD Kane's real name. Now, I don't know if any of you saw I think it was Drag's hangout where G-Man lost it with me completely. Does anyone see that? And he threatened me and he said, don't you think I'm going to dox you, Annabelle? Everyone knows my name. Everyone knows where I live. It's not a surprise. Nobody's going to be shocked. And he's just such an idiot. It's like,
JD Kane's given out his real name on his own show many times.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows that. You know, he got married a few months ago and sent the sort of engagement pictures to everyone. So,
well, he said the same thing about me, and then I put my real name in the fucking chat, and he was like, "Oh, well, I know JD Kane's real name."
Yeah,
but he also
he knows my real name too.
You're expecting far too much logic from these people.
Yes.
He was also getting to stir up shit between me and Annabelle again.
Yes, he thought that's right.
Yeah, and I just thought, oh yeah, okay, brilliant.
He hasn't got anything. I just thought it was hilarious
that
he had to drag that up, and then he tried to drag Mark into it. It was hilarious.
Actually, I had a lot of fun when that was brought up. I believe the comment I made to Annabelle was, "Didn't y'all manage to settle that like adults a while ago?" And
I mean, that's the stupid thing about it. But what annoyed me the most about that exchange that you had with him, Annabelle, was when he started saying that you and Mark were committing adultery. Because he is such a tit that he doesn't realise that you have to be married to commit adultery.
Both Mark and I are divorced, and we were both divorced at the time that we had the brief liaison that we had 5 years ago.
Yeah, and that, I mean, this is the thing. He is willing to go out and slander people and all the rest of it just because he's an idiot and people point it out.
The more childish he becomes and the more desperate he becomes and the more straws he grabs at, the funnier I think he is. I'm sorry, I think
it's actually hilarious. And the thing is...
Wait. We're talking about somebody that said it's not adultery if your wife agrees to it, right?
He changed his position. Yeah, he changed his position on that. He threw Bible-thumping wingnut and Matthew 4:19 out of Christianity because they tried to correct him. And after 2 weeks, it was Veckel that took him aside and said, hey, wait a minute here. And G-Man took the correction from Veckel.
Steve, send G-Man an invite.
Yeah.
come in here.
He's the
Yeah.
one person banned from this
That's the
room
only
for
reason I
bullhorn
can-
bullshit.
He won't be able to come in here. He's got half the people blocked.
You definitely
That is-
still got me blocked. I got that debate that I did with him. I had to go on one of my fucking socks and do that debate.
Wait a minute. Only half?
Yeah. He's sensitive. I'm telling y'all, me and Hannah were out eating brunch, and this motherfucker calls, and I just look at her like, really? Like we've been married for like 6 years. And so she's like, it's just G-Man. I'm like, so? And so she answers it, and so he's upset to hear that we were eating brunch, and so we had to stop and try and negotiate with him. And so I spent the greater portion of that brunch trying to calm him down and trying to figure out something to do as far as his allegations of me doxing him, because he's still under the impression that I gave out his personal information.
Well,
for goodness
as
sake.
near as I can tell.
He did the same in that hangout, though. He rang Hannah 3 or 4 times in that hangout. She was at work. She couldn't take the call. She asked us to tell him not to call. We told him not to call, yet he continued to harass her.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I mean, realistically, with G-Men, what we're talking about is if somebody's fairly young and female and has said more than 3 words to him, he is going to have a thing for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, he goes. I mean, he's got some funny crushes. Well, not funny crushes, but he's got some crushes on older women. Well, not older. They're not older than him.
Okay, relatively young, under 40.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. 35.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, Annabelle, we're safe.
I reckon I could if I wanted to. I could. Don't. Yeah. I reckon.
But I mean, that's the thing is, he had a thing for Lyrical Orion. He had a thing for Galaxy. He had a
He had a massive thing for Eve Real. He was so jealous of anyone that talked to her, and he gets things for people. He's weird.
Hannah seems to be on the list.
Yeah, but Hannah. The problem with Hannah and G-Man is Hannah panders to him.
Hannah's nice.
Yeah, but I'm just saying she panders to him. I'm not saying she's not nice. I'm saying that she.
Let's be nice here and not use pander, but let's go with placate.
Well, Hannah knows that I'm straight up. I've told her 100 times because Hannah's contacting me and saying, "What's wrong with G-Man?" I'm saying, just ignore him. Just ignore him. That's all you've got to do. But she won't ignore him. She'll talk to him, and then of course that makes it even 10 times worse.
She's got a very, very strong sense of empathy.
Or in other words, she still has some pity in her black heart.
Oh, I don't know if it's empathy with him. I don't know. I don't know why she got this.
Pity, just pity. I think.
Like I said, there's still some pity in her black heart.
But there's pity and there's tolerating a mentally deranged fuckwit calling you 50 times a day. That's just ridiculous.
Annabelle, don't mince your words. Tell us what you really think.
Hey, so
the problem is.
Does anybody know the Clown Car Posse's list they're making about us?
I was going to say the problem is when you're dealing with a narcissistic sociopath, it's only natural that they're not going to think about anyone other than themselves in these kind of situations.
That's true, man.
I actually would agree that he does have those traits. I mean, the whole safe thing was, I don't give a shit whose money this is. I'm going to have it. That's it. Basically.
Yeah. I don't honestly don't think it happened.
I think
the funniest part.
I wouldn't be. There's no way I'd keep that money for 2 reasons. One, because, and I'll be frank. One, because I don't want to be handling what could be stolen money or somebody else's money. Simple as that. But 2, there's a little part of me, no matter where it comes from, it can't possibly come from religion because we never went to church as kids. There's a little part of me that says, just do the right thing and take it to the police. That's exactly
that was never a safe.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. I think that story is so made up.
Let's just say for a moment that it wasn't, though. Let's just pretend that any of us fucking believe that story for a moment. No, this is make believe. So let's just put yourself in this kind of situation. You're walking down the street by the side of the road. There's a box with some CDs, some tapes, this kind of stuff, some albums in it, and there's a safe right next to it. Is your first thought, this is obviously trash, or let's wait a minute to see if this belongs to somebody? Maybe someone's moving.
My first reaction is thank you, Jesus, because it was answered my prayer.
God made the safe or something.
Yeah.
I remember who I am, and I keep fucking walking.
It was an answer to his prayer, and he said, "Thank you, Jesus," and he walked away.
Can I point out that this all came about just from one conversation when I don't know if it was me or there was a group of us arguing with him, and this all came back because we pointed out he cannot prove that prayer works.
That's right. It was fundamentally flawed.
It was. Absolutely.
There's an episode of fundamentally
and
flawed.
He said, I can prove that I have a prayer book. And we're like, oh, really? Yeah. And I keep a record of all the prayers that have come true. And I said, will you tell me what prayers?
Yeah, it was 100%.
Yeah, that's right. And he said, I've got evidence. And I said, all right, well, I can't remember if it was me. It was one of us. It could have been Mark, who knows. And they said, we were all in the hangout together anyway. And he says, yeah, I found a safe. God gave me a safe. I needed 3,000. First he told us a story about how he needed money for rent or something, or for he had to move. He was being thrown out of his apartment. And then he said that he just came across this safe one day and he knew that God had answered his prayer. That's where this story came from. So yes, Steve, you're probably right. Utter bullshit.
Somebody in the chat just reminded me, Shani came in my hangout a few weeks ago and told us that G-Man told her that story is fake.
I believe.
Hang on. Though, here's the thing. In that fucking hangout when he was losing his shit, I told him, I said, none of us fucking believe the safe was real. None of us believe that story. And he's like, it was real. You're just trying to.
Yes,
oh, it's like, dude, come on.
Yeah. And he got bad. It's like, so wait, the story is real and you lied, or the story is, the story is real and you stole, or the story is fake and you lied. Like,
you can't win either way, right? Who was it that did the experiment? They had a prayer book where they said, I'm going to pray that when I go out today, I'm going to see pink cars. I saw 6 pink cars, i.e. God.
Yeah,
that was a brilliant thing. That's a brilliant thing if you think about it.
Steve, you don't understand. If you go out and you don't see a single pink car that day, God's answer was just no.
No, you didn't pray hard enough.
Shadow, remember he had 3 answers: no, maybe, and yes.
Yes,
maybe,
no, and wait.
No.
Well, God was busy giving AIDS to kids in Africa.
It's yes, no, and wait.
There's no starving children in Africa, though.
Yeah, there was 3 things I couldn't remember exactly.
But that was it. It was yes, no, and maybe or wait. And it meant that no matter what answer you got, no matter what happened after you prayed, it counted as answered prayer. So you had a 100% record. Because there was no option where the prayer wasn't answered in the way that he was judging it. And he can't see the problem with that method.
I love Captain Osimo's response by saying, well, a can of soup can respond the same way. You pray to a can of soup and it can, and it could answer yes, no, or maybe.
Well, one of the things that I found out really quickly after actually talking to G-Man on the phone, he is fucking delusional. Like he like it doesn't matter what you actually say or what the circumstances are. He has an idea in his head, and he has a record of events that has transpired and that will transpire. And it nothing. Yeah. I mean nothing. And I had to tell him, like, I don't care what you believe. That doesn't mean shit to me. I'm telling you what happened. I'm telling you the deal. And so I had to start from there because he has some serious fucking delusions. And I'm telling you, like, I wish you could see the look. Maybe Hannah can back me up on this, but I just kind of looked up at her like, am I really talking to this motherfucker? Like, is he really telling me what, like, my internal fucking monologue and what I think and my desires and shit? Does he know my fucking draw size? Like,
in that situation, I would have just at first ignored the call, basically. I wouldn't have even taken it in the first place. And if I did take it, I'd have just said, I'm having lunch. You'll have to call me back later.
Well, he was pissed off that I was eating brunch with her at first.
I know. That's my point. Why would you feed that kind of ridiculous, childish behavior? It's ridiculous.
Well, he must be losing his mind that you and Breds both spent the night with her in a hotel room.
Oh, man, let me tell you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. G-Man likes white women.
Did he think he was going to convert Hannah? Did he think that?
I think, you know what? Yes, I think he thought he was.
A good guess.
Yeah,
if he doesn't convert you, it must be because you're dishonest, though.
He seems to have a bigger boner for non-Christian girls. I don't get it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to convert her.
Now, my guess is that he figures since they're atheists, they're immoral and will put out.
Well, I know
not a lie.
You have a point, maybe there's a possibility there. Actually, I've heard that Christian girls are much hornier.
I know 4 people he's converted. I've heard that the accounts separately, and he's converted them from Christianity to atheism.
Oh yeah. There have been plenty of cases of that.
Nice.
I mean, he still doesn't get it.
Well, I think G-Man's converted more people to atheism than
he has.
Most atheists have.
Well, my wife always has made the statement that it's never going to be a Christian argument that'll get her to turn away from Christianity. It's going to be, sorry, it's not going to be an atheist argument. It's going to be these other fucking Christians. And the fun part is when she heard Seitan Bruggencate and his whole pre-sub shit, she looked at the screen and she said, well, this is what Christianity's come down to. I'm done.
I'm out of here.
She's still technically Christian. She just doesn't call herself that anymore.
See, and that's so sad because the world's made up of all sorts of people. And I've always made the point right from the word go that I've got the right to believe what I believe, and others have the right to believe what they believe. And I have absolutely no right to ram my beliefs down their throat.
But it's a different culture in America, though, and you know that, Fiona.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've both grown up in the same generation, and also pretty much. I mean, I know it's slightly more religious up in Scotland, but the fact is that no one talks about religion in the UK. It's very much something that's kept to yourself, or the people that your religious friends. Not a subject up for discussion in Parliament unless it's something like gay marriage or something like that. It really is a very much, in the backwaters of the what is it? The zeitgeist? It's not the zeitgeist, is it?
With the way the Christians behave in the U.S., though, Christianity, the term itself, has become a blight on humanity. It's
quite.
atrocious.
I mean, that's the thing.
Sadly, that is true.
I think you can look at the numbers. I think that between the ages of 18 and 34, 70% of the 18 to 34-year-olds in the UK don't believe in a God. Okay, whereas it's the other way round in the US.
Yeah.
Actually, most of the younger generation in the U.S. is turning away from religion, and it's mostly because of the rise of this religious right. This evangelic movement is just driving people away from religion.
Thank you, G-Man.
The Christian population is still about 75% in the US.
Down from 85.
Yeah, but it's about 34%. When Dawkins did his proper survey, not the one that the government did, which didn't have a question on there about whether you believed or not. It just presumed you had a religion. Because your average Brit we'll tick the Christian non-practicing. That's what they'll tick because they were brought up as Christians. We are a Christian country. So that makes you religious because you're still called yourself Christian. But when Dawkins did a much more detailed, in-depth survey, it turned out that there's a much higher percentage that were not religious.
Well, religious, secular, non-believer, humanist, etc. On the last U.S. census that included religion, you had to click other.
Well, I just think that more and more people are just not tied to this American cookie cutter dream of 2 kids, husband, going to church, all that stuff that's part of the American, culture. They're not interested in that anymore.
I don't think it's the case, but at the time when that particular survey went around, I was working for the government and I got laid off 3 months after answering it. It was weird. I don't know. I don't think there's necessarily a connection, but it did amuse me just because Bush happened to be the president at the time.
Well, I just got very strict Southern Baptist family, so I've seen both sides of the coin, and the way they live their life does, it completely unnerves me. It really does. I mean, they've got my nephew. They've got my nephew. Well, I don't know if they still have, but last year and the year before, they had my nephew going to gay conversion therapy.
Oh, did y'all hear about that?
I think that's.
I mean, I've been very open about this. I haven't just pulled this out of the bag. I've told quite a few people that that's what's happened.
And shit on my family.
I was just going to ask if y'all heard.
Funny enough, they don't live far from where you were born, do they, Drag? So there you go.
Yeah, it's called conversion therapy or reparative therapy, and it is the most pseudoscientific bullshit, nonsensical crap.
It's banned in the UK.
Should be banned. It's dangerous. People have died from it.
I was just going to ask if y'all heard about Obama's new little decree that he put out the other day.
Yeah.
No.
Atheists are now a protected group.
Buddy of mine, Matthew, was telling me about that. You can't discriminate against atheists now. Now, minorities, women, trans, now.
Specifically, non-believers. It included humanists and secularists and what have you.
Yeah.
Do you think that they'll try and turn that over when Trump gets in?
Now they'll probably
Well, they
try.
might try, but no, I think that's the way it has to. It's going to be.
But that's a good thing in a way, because it means that you can't. But then I think that that might, in fact, it might mean that more atheists come out, because I think there's a lot more atheists in the US than we realise. I think that people just don't admit to it, based on the fact that it could mean separation from family. It can mean ostracization. Well, you know what I mean.
Ostrich. No, I can't say.
Ostrich eggs.
Ostracization. Oh, look, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I said 2 times. 3 times.
From your entire community. That's how bad it is. Particularly down in the Bible Belt. If you stand up and say, I don't believe in God, you might lose half your friends, never mind your family.
Did anybody see the news story that's come out of Pennsylvania today?
No.
What happened, man?
It was a Jewish family, and the elementary school that their kid went to always puts on a Christmas play, and it's always A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Now, the Jewish family asked that their child be excused, and the school was fine about it. End of story. But to put on this play every year takes about 20 hours of classroom time getting the kids ready. And because of changes in the education standards, the school felt that they couldn't afford 20 hours of classroom time given up to the play. So the powers that be within the school met, and they decided that this year they wouldn't put on the play. Breitbart and Fox both reported this story as the Jewish family had put the kibosh on the Christmas play. And the Jewish family have now fled Pennsylvania because the commentators on the news stories were identifying the school, trying to find their address.
Yeah, that's not cool.
And so this family's actually fled the state.
It's just such a different environment for us over here. That kind of behaviour just doesn't go on.
But the thing that worry for me is the fact that what stoked it all up is the inaccuracies reported by the news, and one of them being Breitbart. And we all know where one of the guys from that has ended up.
Myopia. What is the name? Myelopius. What the hell's the guy name?
No. I'm talking about Bannon. I think it's Bannon.
Yeah.
Yiannopoulos.
Yeah, that guy.
Can't say ostracized, but I can say Yiannopoulos.
Ostracized. That's it. Ostracized.
I can say ostracized.
Ostracized.
I said that 3 times.
Why did we all have trouble with it?
Okay, everybody
Fucking
quiet.
Max.
Everybody quiet. Christopher wants to say something. What have we said wrong?
No, I didn't say. Like I said it like 3 times.
Sorry.
I just call him Myro, so whatever.
Fuck.
But
anyway, you got what I meant. That if you admit to being an atheist, and isn't there some kind of survey, although I don't know if it's a reputable one, that's something along the lines of that atheists are mistrusted less than rapists?
I've heard that, but I don't know if I buy into that.
Yeah, they're trusted less.
Actually, it was less than pedophiles.
Yeah, I don't know if I really buy into that, but
I think that was a license to steal.
A little sensationalized.
Yeah.
What, Drake?
None.
You see, I mean, I think the reason I fight against the evangelical stuff so much is because I don't like seeing any group being ostracized. And I see that is what's happening. And that bothers me.
Well, I think most atheists just want, they want to be secularists. They want separation of church and state. I think a lot of theists do as well. They just want, they don't want theists pushing things into, like schools and things like that. But other than that, most atheists I do know don't care if somebody believes in God or not. They're not sitting there saying, you know what, I do not want you to believe in God. They don't care one way or another. Now, there is a militant group, and there is the ones that do. There are evangelistic atheists out there. But from the evangelist side, every single one of them has this detesting way to attack atheists. They just basically, everything is the atheist's fault, no matter what it is. Oh, taxes, atheism. Oh, global warming, it's atheism. everything is like due to atheists. It's like you guys fucking kidding me?
No. Global warming is because of the gays.
This thing where people say, I just don't want anybody telling me or my government or schools what to do or say. I don't want that. But it's
right. I think most theists would agree with that.
Yeah, but it's not just that. That's my point. It's that I'm completely.
Hey, what are you doing, Scott?
What's that noise?
I'm completely. Obviously, those are the things that I want. But unfortunately, I have a family member that's being forced not to be what he's naturally born as. So my anger is towards them and their inability to understand science and to respect the science and to understand what they're doing to their child is child abuse.
That's where it gets to the problems, right? Because I believe that's child abuse as well. I most certainly do.
Exactly. And when it's your own family, and there is nothing I can do because they all believe that they're doing the best for him, and that if they don't do this, then he will go to hell and they will never see him again. And these are, this is exactly what they think.
And you can't correct them because you just, using fancy words, and you think you're so much better.
Science uses those big words and shit.
And, oh God, I can't say a goddamn thing to my family because I am condescending to a certain degree, but some of them are just fucking. I am related to people like G Consciousness. Honestly, that is the No, I told you he sounds like my uncle. He sounds exactly like one of my uncles. Like the same level of education, the same, just how adamant he is about what he thinks he knows. And I'm like, there's really little you can say to somebody who tries that hard to be that dumb. So I can say, look, here's the information. I could tell you what I've done and what information I have and what people in the field have said. If you want to believe whatever, then so be it. But then there's always that tension because now you've corrected them and they can't stand to be fucking corrected in anything.
Did you guys happen to read what Max Sinez had written about me and Reds Rhetoric?
What?
I don't know, Reds. You got tagged in it. Do you read it? Are you still there, Reds? He actually, it was because as we know, Max's dad is a younger creationist and a fathead. Yeah, and he was brought up that way, and he actually has said that Reds Rhetoric was one of the guys, probably the primary guy, that got him out of that mindset, and then finding my channel helped him along that line. And so he said that he's so grateful for channels like ours, yours and mine, Reds, and the Great Debate community to give him support. And who's drawing?
It's me.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm sanding my latest week spirit.
That works for me, honestly.
I was like flattered by it, right? And so we are making a difference.
Who are you talking about, Steve?
Max Sinez.
Max. Sorry, who?
Sinez. I think it's actually pronounced his last name.
Do I know them? I don't think I know them.
He has a bird, it's a dinosaur. It's a feathered dinosaur as avatar.
Well, didn't you sort of get Wayne off?
Yes, Wayne was another one. But I think Max was even further along the lines than Wayne was. I mean, he, like I said, his dad was a flat earther. Even he was going down that path of stupidity, and basically he realized that how much bullshit it was, and he now wants to show other people, and so he's kind of like wants to learn and explain to people why that is bullshit. They don't end up like being his dad. I got to respect that, and it's because of Reds Rhetoric's channel that started to get him out of flat earther. So these channels do have an effect.
Well, it was the opposite for me because I was a very laid-back atheist. Then I got on the internet and saw how badly behaved so many Christians were. And I mean, I'm talking about the evangelicals and the fundies. I'm not talking about your average Christian, because the average Christian in the UK, you wouldn't know they're Christian. They don't talk about it. And I was just appalled about the hatred and the stuff that they'd say about gay people and transgender, and I was just like blown away by how vitriolic they were and evil. And I don't like using that word because it's not really a word that's in my vocabulary, but you know what I mean. And that made me want to stand up for my friends who were gay. And I'd watched what had happened in the gay community over the years, and it suddenly clicked. I realized, shit, this is because of religious laws that this has happened. And the only people now judging gay people are usually 9 times out of 10, although there are, homophobes, it's usually because of religious reasons. So I became a militant atheist over it. I mean, I've changed my views somewhat since then, but I was very aggressive towards fundies for a long time.
I think a lot of us are. I mean, we all do distinguish between the evangelicals and the CCP from all the other theists we know. Completely,
or at least we try to remember to.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, when I listen to them over there, I mean, I'm just thoroughly disgusted. I mean, it does not reek to me of what Christ would be teaching of. I mean, in fact, I'm like, this is the antithesis of what I think Jesus Christ would be talking about. And they don't seem to get that. But of course, I'm not biblical literate like they are, so they're like, oh, well, Steve, you don't know the Bible. Well, that may be true, but you know what? I have something called a gut instinct, and I have common sense.
Well, you have a whole bunch of people that are going around and saying, Jesus wasn't really an asshole. And then you have a whole bunch of people running around saying Jesus was a raging asshole. The problem is the people that are saying that Jesus was a raging asshole are the fucking Christians.
Yeah, they're the same people that some people say that, God, Veckel's one of the people, God's not a nice God. God is vengeful. God hates you. It's the same message from the West, the Westboro Baptist Church kind of shit.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I've come across, I don't know how many times. As soon as someone hears I'm a Christian, straight away they jump to the assumption that I'm a young earther, a young earth creationist, that I take every word of the
internet, though, Fiona, that's on the internet, right? Not in real life, yeah?
Yes, it's basically on the internet. And they think I take the Bible absolutely literally, and they don't realise that it's the majority of Christians don't accept young earth creationism, don't take the Bible as literally.
Well, they do in America, though, Fiona. That's the thing.
But I mean worldwide. Yeah, I mean worldwide.
Oh, right, yeah.
But the problem is that most of the ones that I come across are from the US, and it seems that as far as they're concerned, the edges of the world are the coastline of the US.
Absolutely, but that's very much an American thing, though. It's not just Christians.
Fiona, do you know any young earthers or flat earthers in real life?
Sorry?
Do you know any real flat earthers or young earthers in Ireland, in Scotland?
Nope.
It's just not a thing over here, to be honest with you. There isn't. I mean, obviously, there's quite a few English
Jason
people.
Burns.
There's quite a few. Is he a flat earther?
Oh, not a flat earther. Younger creationist, I thought.
I was about to say there are a few English people in the flat earth debates. In fact, I was quite surprised how many. But I just think they're lunatics. That's all. They're paranoid. That's all they are.
That's because you don't know about the gnomes and the greys.
Yeah, exactly. There's one great example.
The gnomes and the greys. What?
If you were to sit with the gnomes, it's just a commando. He thinks that the gnomes and the greys live in the center of the earth.
Gnomes and greys. Okay, I thought you were talking about underwear gnomes. Never mind.
Underwear gnomes?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
His hollow earth theory, yes.
Anyway, the fact is that in the UK, the majority of people, if you said to anyone, walked into a bar and started chatting, said, oh, so, obviously the earth's flat, you realise that, don't you? They probably think, right, I'm just going to move over here, because it's not something that anyone talks about. We just don't have that same level of conspiracy theorist either. We just don't have this crazy, false flag. Yes, we do have them because they're on the internet, and they're there because they speak, they've got an English accent. They come from places like Manchester, but it's a tiny, tiny minority as compared to an awful lot of Americans who are so suspicious and paranoid about the government. We're not like that about our government. Maybe we should be, but we're not. Do you know what I mean? We're just not. We're just too busy getting on with our lives to worry about this whole, whether something was a false flag or not.
You guys are pretty skeptical about European governance, so I'll say that much.
We're skeptical about what?
European governance.
Yeah, that's because we give so much money to the EU. We want to know what you're doing with it. And 9 times out of 10, we haven't got a clue.
Wait, Europe and Britain aren't the same thing?
I've been talking an awful lot, and I'm going to leave now because I think that I want to give someone else a spot. I will catch up with you because it's been really good fun tonight. Red. Oh, Red.
He said something about masturbating.
No, I'm still here.
Fancy a fuck?
Are you outside?
Oh! They call it chatting over there.
A little straightforward there.
Yeah.
Did I miss something?
You certainly did.
Yeah, the best 15 minutes of your life.
I'll get off
15
Annabelle's
minutes, I'll
mind.
have you know, I take a little longer than that. Thank you very much.
You better give her a whole 30 minutes of
I
bottoming
like
out.
You're giving Red way too much benefit of the doubt.
Anyway, all I'm saying is that
Well,
if you
that's why
fancy a
Viagra
bit-
was invented.
all I'm saying, Red, if you fancy a bit of granny shagging, let me know.
Annabelle, I'm annoyed with you. I'm really annoyed with you.
Red, you better bottom out for me. For me, you better bottom out.
Hang on.
Bottom
That
out.
just
Like
goes
either
to
Hannah or me. Decide now, boy.
that just goes to
What
prove.
funny
Hang
thing
on.
is
That
I
just
think-
goes to prove. That just goes to prove the assertion that I made on the outside earlier, which is that they just want you to get laid till you'll calm the fuck down for once.
Yeah, it doesn't
No.
matter.
He is so cute. With the greatest respect, Shadow, he's very cute. Very nice to look
Yes,
at.
oh yes.
Lies.
2 words.
Yeah.
balls deep.
Like I told you, Reds, you'll never get away with it anymore if I'm in the room. You are the hottest thing since, I don't know,
Lies.
Justin Bieber. I don't know.
Justin Bieber.
Okay. If that's the standard.
Fucking beaver.
That's
Justin
scraping the
Timberlake.
bottom of the barrel.
No.
I was
Hey,
kidding. No, the truth is, ladies, because that's you guys don't really give a damn how hot he is, unless you're gay, of course. I apologise. But the truth is, ladies, for those listening out on the outside and watching this later on, Red is as hot as fuck.
Oh yeah,
and that is the only way.
no. Red is completely hot the moment he douses himself in gasoline and lights a match.
Shadow, I think you're just a little jealous. That's what this is all about.
Yeah. Hey, Dragnot, are you there?
I don't want to
I'm
be
here.
6'6".
Me interest, Annabelle. Drag, you having seen Reds, does he have a really nice little tight bum?
I cannot.
Yes, Drag. We all want to know this.
Or deny that. He had pants on every time I saw him.
I don't
No,
care about his bum.
I'm talking about with the pants. I'm
Fiona, I
talking
don't
about
care about his bum. There's more important things than bottoms. Let me
Oh,
tell you.
no. I'll tell you why it's important, Annabelle. It's an evolutionary thing. And apparently, women get sexually attracted to guys with really tight bums
I'm not really into.
because it increases the power of the thrust.
Oh, right, okay. Well,
I'm so glad I'm cooking right now.
hang on a sec.
And
No,
that's
no,
what
wait
I'm
a
asking,
minute.
Drag.
Drag, will you give us an analysis of Red's ass, please?
Can I just say it's pointless? Because
We'll take 5 minutes. I don't mind. I want detail.
I just want to say it's pointless because I would be on top, so I don't care about his thrust abilities. Okay.
Oh.
Anyway, now that I've left that thought in his head, if Hannah is listening, you better get in there, girl, because there's a granny coming up right behind you. See you later.
Wait. She better get in there. What do y'all have planning?
Yeah, wait a minute. I'm thinking
She's
that
gone.
maybe they're going to be behind Reds or something.
Reds,
have you tried pegging yet?
So I guess we're going to the UK next year, Red.
Well,
So there's
way now.
Hang on. Wait. Hang on. Red line. At least it'd be nice to get fucked by somebody other than Phantom Lion.
We drove
13.
We drove past.
I've been waiting for that one.
That
the street,
was low.
The street where Phantom Lion lives, we drove past it on the freeway. So
What
yeah,
was the swearing like at that point?
he started cursing it instantly. He's like, "Oh, I know where we are." I was like, "Where?" Phantom Lion lives down there. I was like, "Oh, keep driving, keep going."
Yep.
Keep going.
That was the only moment I couldn't vomit out of sheer anger.
Yeah.
Oh man, but
It's
yeah.
such a shame you were on your trip. It really is.
Yeah, I
Sad.
wanted. I will be back in the summer, and and by the way, when we do go back in the summer, Drag, if you want me to pick you up again, we'll do it again.
Yeah, I should have some time in the summer. Just let me know ahead of time so I can ask off of work. Honestly, the biggest challenge is trying to find somebody to watch my son. Which, if we do it along the same time, it'll just be my in-laws again.
Yeah.
Hey, Drag, by the way. Oh my God, I've been sitting here going, what the fuck is different with you? What the fuck is different with you?
Beard.
Yes. I was like, I just fucking realized it. I'm like, what the hell happened here? So you just did fuck it, whatever?
Hannah cut it.
Oh, Hannah cut it while you're up there?
Yep. She
Why
plays
did
some
you let her
video.
do that?
But by the way, you got that video, right?
I downloaded it. Let me make sure I can open it.
You look like a baby.
She does realize that giving you a Van Dyke doesn't actually make you a dyke, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was her idea. Like, I have the hair in a cup because she wanted to sell it for something. I don't know. It was. I didn't ask questions. I was like, all right, whatever.
Are you okay with it? You're not in shock or anything?
So I had to shave it anyway because I had to go to this wedding. So I was like,
Why did they have to shave it to go to a wedding?
Because I have to look respect. My mother's going to be there. That's why I had to shave it. My mother's going to be there.
Oh, I know what it's about. She wanted the hair so she could give it to G-Man so he could look like a man for once. Got it.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Actually, why don't you auction off little tufts of that?
That was one of her ideas.
For
Weird.
Gus.
Oh, by the way,
you want some drag hair? Okay, that's great.
Redline, by the way, you are no longer invited to my house.
Why is that?
Because I'm moving here in February.
Oh.
I'm starting a new thing.
Where is there?
I bought a new house. This is the view out the fucking front door.
Wow.
Any word on where is there?
Yeah, the other side of town.
Oh.
Hey, Fiona, I'm gonna start a new thing. It's called Pubes for Patreon.
I think I barked.
Get it on now.
Shit. Hang on.
I don't have too many left at my age. So.
Hang on, Steve. I just actually realized the title of this hangout. You fuck.
You know what's funny is everybody in the live feed going. Like everybody had to go look up that word. That's like really?
Yeah, everyone's now. Hey, are they an item now? Are they an item?
I didn't say anything. I'm just saying Reds, Rhetoric and Hana. That's the only thing in my title. I'm not. Did I say anything more?
Y'all are pushing way too hard. No. And I mean, really, you should be leaving the pushing to. Never mind.
Oh man!
I expect a Jezebel video to get made about me after tonight.
By the way, we got room for 2 people in here, people. 60 people watching, so or 50, whatever it is now.
Yay!
Got room for 2.
By
the way, nobody ever asked my question. I'll ask it again now. What is this fucking list that they're doing at the end of the year for us?
I have no idea.
They're talking about it, but I didn't get like the details.
They need their own little dumb fuck of the year award ceremony, and just
the problem is they nominate people like Ozzy.
That was funny. That was funny. even Matt Bell was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you can kind of see which one has a little bit more power in this little great debate community.
So is Antonio winning this by any chance?
All right, this is it. Oh, let's see. Dumb fuck of the year.
No, but like I said, is Antonio taking part in their little list? You know, is he part of making this up?
All right, this is it. Let's see. Oh, you mean Antonio Fletcher?
Yeah, because he put out a video about how terrible it was to have your award. We should be raising people up. So I just wondered if he was part of this list that they
we should be raising people up, and then you listen to the bullshit G-Man and Ronnie spew.
The hypocrisy, right?
Hypocrisy out the ass. And right now, True Empiricism is at 349, Von Helton's at 305, Darwin's Deity is at 282, and Antonio Subrads is at 231.
Well, wait a minute. Hang on.
You've changed your vote.
We are raising people up by doing this, quite honestly. I mean, think about it. Realistically, laughter is the best medicine, and this causes a great deal of laughter. For that matter, my daughter came into this world with laughter. I sat there and I took a look out down there between her mother's legs as she was crowning and made this disgusted face, and her mother laughed and she shot across the room. The doctor had to catch her under the table.
I'm curious about something. Was I nominated for this list? I have a feeling they would nominate me.
You might be on there.
I hope they nominate me.
Where is this list? Where is it?
I don't know. They were talking about it the other day, and I mean, first of all, by the way, I swear to God, Antonio Fletcher needs to be on the Dumb Fuck of the Year next year. I mean, he and Steve Brown are not on it. Something's rigged in this election.
Well, like I said, I'm going to have a panel of people who will pick the new top 10 dumb fucks to run. So if you want to campaign for him, be my guest.
But I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I don't know what this whole thing that they're trying to like. I think it's like the dumb atheist of the year or something, or
oh yeah, I'd be disqualified.
Butthurt Clan of the Year. Is that what it was? Something. I think it was Butthurt Clan of the Year or something.
Oh, do you remember the last time it was Arcane did his Dumb Atheist of the Year, and didn't I win it? And I'm the Christian, and I just thought, oh, it doesn't come much dumber than that, does it?
Well, it is
There's more
arcane.
than one Christian on the list.
Oh, it comes dumber than that. We still have Ronnie.
Yeah, how Arcane missed
that's
out on
all.
this list this year.
He's been mostly absent. He's been fucking around with
Bill.
Rose Patton and Rand Campbell.
Mark
Mostly
Floyd
on-
asked the question, when will Dumbfuck of the Year be announced? I have a award ceremony already planned for January 4th, which is a Wednesday, at 11 o'clock a.m., and we will have the panel where we will be announcing the Dumbfuck of the Year. It is the award ceremony.
Drag, you let Hannah that close to your neck and carotid artery with scissors?
With a blade?
Brave man.
Yeah.
Yep.
He wouldn't now.
No, he wouldn't now.
I learned my lesson.
Yep. So Dumbfuck
Okay,
of the
Drag,
Year.
hold still.
Yeah, I don't know, but he's just like, oh, I want to make these guys pay, and I'm going to throw it back in their faces and show them all the fuck ups they've made, and we're going to. Ronnie was saying that at one of his hangouts.
Yeah. Ronnie actually said he's going to make a video showing all the mistakes that have been made by us, and that he's also accepted correction for his mistakes, and then in the next breath said he hadn't made any mistakes.
Of course.
And I thought, no, they can't both be true. But he's going to revisit DNA in water, apparently.
Oh, no. No.
I know. He still thinks, he still hasn't grasped that he is.
Well, I got to tell you this, Fiona. Again, sit down. Make sure you're sitting down, but firmly planted on the earth for this, or some kind of sitting facility.
Anchor your ass.
Yeah, anchor your ass. I guess he's now, okay, I hate to say this. I guess he's now been bolstered by Cliff Stamp, because Cliff Stamp now says you have to have hydrolysis to have solution, to have something go into solution, to be dissolved.
What?
Yeah. And Rational Mind corrected him, and he's like, you're talking about hydration, not hydrolysis. and Cliff Stamp, and we're going back and forth in the live feed. Because he's like, well, Ronnie's kind of right, I guess, something along the lines that, yeah, you need hydrolysis for there to be DNA going into solution and dissolving. And Rational's like, no, you don't.
You don't. There is no hydrolysis happening there.
But Ronnie now has a PhD in theoretical physics that kind of supports him in a way, and so it kind of like
theoretical physics.
That's what Cliff said he has a PhD in. Yeah.
So everybody in the molecular biology world that works with DNA every single day of their life and puts the bloody stuff in water and it doesn't fall apart, and all of that is wrong.
Uh-huh.
Oh, for goodness.
I told you to sit down for it. I was asking Rational about it. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, that's the thing in the live chat I was asking about. So
that is it's abject nonsense.
You know, I know this lovely little diploma mill. I wonder if we could get Red an actual degree in dumbfuckology.
Shit, what's higher than a PhD?
Oh, man. Hi, my name is Red Frederick. I am a PhD in dumbfuckology, where I have been analyzing dumbfucks on YouTube for the past 3 years. And guess what? Ronnie, you have a severe case of the dumbfuckness going on. I prescribe you 3 tablets of Go Fuck Yourself and 1 tablet of Dumbfuck of the Year award. And suck a dick.
Yeah, he's got chronic dumbfuckery, right? It's not even acute. It's just chronic at this point.
Take 2 and don't call me ever.
Somebody had mentioned that he has 1,145 subscribers, like that. I don't know, but I'm wondering how he got that information, because it is hidden. But I'll tell you what, I am almost gotten to 1,000. So when I have my 1,000, I'm having a party.
Yep, and also I just passed 4,000. So yay!
So I just sent a message.
People actually watch your shit, right?
What's that? Nice set.
That's fine. You're all going to be whoring for me sometime next year.
Sorry, 350.
We can get Rational in here, but I want Rational to bring that up because, yes, Cliff Stamp was kind of arguing that you need hydrolysis to have dissolving, and Rational was like, no, it's hydrating. You're talking about hydrating.
Yeah, he's got the wrong word completely. Hydrolysis is hydrolysis.
Water breaking.
The breaking of one of those bonds consumes an oxygen molecule, because if you break the bonds, you've got to cap them off with something. So you cap one end with an H plus and the other one with an OH minus. You can't just leave it dangling.
Well, the reason I brought it up to you, in case Ronnie doesn't make a video and that comes up, that's where that came from. Okay,
but that's what hydrolysis is. Hydrolysis, water breaking.
Except for Ronnie, because Ronnie was talking about breaking bonds with water and not meaning hydrolysis. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So now,
whatever that means, whatever how that works. Oh, look at
I don't know about y'all, but I'm just waiting for Ronnie to insist that the way you rehydrate something is by taking water away from it.
Or I hear most scientists use water in their aqueous solutions.
Yeah, I mean, he just literally gets everything backwards, doesn't he? Like everything is backwards. He's like Bizarro World of Science.
So Ronnie is definitely a shoo-in for Dumb Fuck of the Year, right?
I hope so. Well, Red said, and I'm going to hold him to it, that he's not going to launch his nuclear weapons and arsenal to try to get Antonio Subaretz.
Wait, what the fuck? Von Helton's ahead of Darwin's Davy?
Yeah, that's the thing I'm concerned about. Von Helton does have a pretty good posse, but I think they've kind of blown their load already.
Well, that's because you have the secular opinion. Some of the guys from Trolls, Haters, and Naysayers, they've been petitioning for Vaughn to get Dumb Fuck of the Year. That's why.
Yeah.
So
I think Vaughn is actually mentally ill, so I don't think he should even be in it.
I agree.
I really don't think Vaughn should get it just for the simple fact that he's so fucking irrelevant.
Yeah, he won't care if he gets that. True, he's going to care. Trust me, it's going to hurt him.
Well, to the point, it's going to piss off G-Man.
Oh, it's already pissed him off. Before we had our debate, he was pissed off. There we go. Got my wife to vote. We're 350.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Cool.
Right.
Oh, we got fucking 50 people watching. I need to put the link out. Give me that motherfucking thing.
Yep, here it is.
Want to change. Join the winning team. I have it right here, actually.
Like I said, I'm not going to launch my secret weapon because, that was a big batch of stupid when he had that little debate with me. Holy fuck, that was stupid. I mean, a shitload of stupid.
Yeah.
All right, so put the link out. Go like that video with all your accounts. And by the way, if you voted for somebody else, come on, join the winning side.
Why do these people pretend that they have debates with anyone?
Given that we're bringing up Red's debate with Ronnie last night, don't you think it's time to play Motors and Turbines?
I have the file. I can't play it through my computer system. It doesn't work anymore. I don't know what the hell.
Well,
I think if you're voting in,
stick the link in the side chat and I'll play it.
Oh no! The link is on my hard drive. What am I going to do? To do the Josh Shelley reference? Hey, look at my hard drive. I'm going to use my hard drive as a reference.
Hold on, I will
upload it as a damn unlisted video.
C. Brown did the same thing.
Sorry?
He referenced his hard drive.
I was saying to Steve, just upload the damn thing as an unlisted video so you can link to it when you need to.
It's on my channel.
Yeah.
Oh well, shit then. Never mind.
Hold on, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, I think it's funny because that music. I put it in. There you go.
Turbine, ATP mayonnaise.
It's so funny because this worked out so well on some of my videos. It just was the icing on the cake.
I really enjoyed making that.
Turbine, ATP mayonnaise.
Things you do to amuse yourself. If he wins, this is good. We have to have the song, Reds. But for Dumb Fuck of the Year, we have to have this as the victory song.
You fucking know it, man. I wouldn't have chose anything else, honestly.
That's perfect. Yes,
it is fucking perfect.
I went for when I did the music for it. I went for the sort of the glam rock 1970s feel. And I think I caught it.
Yep, it worked.
Wow, my brain just made some fucking weird connections. We have Ronnie with ADP mayonnaise, and we have Nephilim free with mayonnaise as proof of God.
No one ever said Neffy was a bright guy, so I mean.
So if you take these two and put them together, you take your ATP mayonnaise and you bring it to the room in the dark, and you can experience the ATP mayonnaise just like you experience God.
Do turbines work in ATP mayonnaise?
Apparently so.
I think it would gunk them up.
You would think so.
I mean, it's going to oil them while gunking it up at the same time, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it'll work better.
Yeah, it's, as long as you don't have it in the ATP mayonnaise for too long, right? A little bit of lube as opposed to a little bit of goop.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be.
But that's until Nephi takes it into his room so he can experience God.
Well, they couldn't work in water because they deteriorate.
Doesn't Nephi go into his room to make his own mayonnaise?
No, he takes mayonnaise into his room so you can experience God like you experience mayonnaise. Hang on. I'm sorry. I just 1 second. I'm sorry, kiddo. This guy online, Nephilim Free, said that you can experience God just like you experience mayonnaise, and then started talking about when it's at night, when it's dark, taking the mayonnaise into your room, and everyone's like, "Where is this going?"
Yeah. What was Agent of? No, not Agent of Doubt. Oh, come on. What's the guy's name? He did that brilliant song about Nephi.
Lexington Steele. No, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about.
He's really good on the guitar.
Yes,
Ronnie.
No, the name of the song was Behind True Lies.
Potholer?
No, I'll find it for you.
It's absolutely fantastic. The video is
I
brilliant.
know exactly what you're talking about.
It begins with an A, does it not?
I'm finding it right now for you.
It's one of the best videos, best music videos I have ever seen. Was it Behind Cruel Lies? It was called.
Yeah, Behind Cruel Lies was the name of the thing. I'm looking up right now.
Hey, Anarchist, how are you doing? Haha, you can't talk.
It is one of the best videos I've ever seen made as a sort of parody.
Make me mod.
1 sec.
No, bitch.
I'm talking for a second.
There we go. There's Christian.
Yeah, now I can talk. Oh, great. The squirrel's going to threaten me.
I'm not going to threaten you much.
No, I was talking about the squirrel. The squirrel had a gun, and he held it at me.
Damn it. Who was the one that sang that? What's his name? It was Behind Cruel Lies, and it was by...
Vinegarilla.
Oh, no.
No. It's a guy, he was very sick a couple of years ago. He was very ill. No. He was very, very ill, and the hospitals weren't helping him at all. He's got a load of videos on his channel of him playing guitar, and he's really good.
That's like a quarter of the freaking community. There's a lot of music.
No, he has like headphones with the big cups on the side, the black cups.
Yeah, that's the one.
Who is it?
I don't know the name.
Simon Dunk.
No.
He's American.
Guy. And last time I saw him, he had quite a big beard. But he took really ill, and the hospitals weren't helping him, and he was getting worse and worse and worse, and he was losing weight. Then he made videos.
Shock of God?
Because he
no.
What the?
And then
Shock of God, my bad. I'm trying to remember.
And then somebody started misidentified him as an ex-priest and started with death threats and all sorts.
Interesting.
They got mixed up with somebody else. Exiled was involved in trying to help him.
Ask X. I don't fucking know.
Let's see if I can find this.
Oh, this is pissing me off because I know his name and I can't think of it right now.
I know.
Behind
Does he have a
Cruel
successful
Lies.
YouTube channel?
No, probably.
And as soon as you tell me, I'm gonna be like, fuck.
I know. Because it's on the tip of my tongue.
Truth Search.
Truth Search, yes.
Oh, yeah. I forgot all about him.
I totally remembered it and didn't look at the chat.
Fuck.
He did a really good series, too, on, yeah.
I knew it began with an A.
Oh, don't you hate that? I know who it was. I just listened to it not too long ago.
Truth Search.
Yeah,
It is one of the best parody videos ever done.
Yeah, there's a really good production value.
What was the parody?
Oh, yeah.
Nephilim Free. There's a song called Behind Cruel Lies.
And it was made years ago. Years ago.
Oh, he lambasted him. It was just brutal.
And it is one of the best videos ever made with this sort of thing in mind.
Except we can't remember the guy's name. That's pretty sad. No.
But we've remembered it now.
Yeah, let's
If
not
he
never
said he
forget that.
looked homeless, I
Surge.
might have remembered it.
It was wonderful.
I'm trying to look it up right now, and I came across a DPR Jones video called "Nephilim Free is Insane."
That's one of my
Yes,
favorites,
that
too.
one's brilliant. That's the one with the bears in it.
Yes.
The bears.
Nephilim Freeze is insane. That's when Nephilim
Probably
Freeze is
brown
like,
bears.
yeah, the bears came out of the forest, and they just ripped those children apart, limb from limb. You know, it's like, dude, you just want to sick bitch.
Uh-oh.
Careful. Music.
Oh, yeah, hold on. What?
Yeah, I don't want to get copyright.
What was that?
That was the video behind Cruel Eyes.
Yeah, but
It's,
that's
it's,
Oh,
What's
is it his music or is
yeah,
it?
it's his music.
Okay, so can play that?
I don't want to take the
Or-
chance.
Well, it's a cover, isn't it?
yeah, it's a parody of Behind
I don't
Blue
know.
Eyes by
But what I'm
the-
saying is
Yeah,
that
but it's still copyright. I mean, it still has.
what I'm going to say is if the music track itself is copywritten, sometimes things that people play on their own fucking guitars get flagged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've tried doing a cover of something. There was some guy doing his own instrumental, and I end up getting a copyright strike because of it. And it's not just it's not the band's actual backing track. It's just someone playing it on guitar, and I get the people themselves saying, "Hey, take this down" or something like that.
Well, that's why I now do my own music for everything.
Look at his
Oh,
headphones.
there
It
it is.
is awesome.
There's the.
Yeah.
That
the
is well
headphones.
done. Dude, he even
Yeah,
shaved off
some
his
of it
beard
has
to
me
do it.
laughing, especially in the shower.
Yeah, he's in the shower singing, and
Yeah.
One of
we
my
ever played
favorite
with vocal
weird,
like a Durrani? Anybody?
one of my favorite weird Neffy things was when he claimed that he laid hands on his wife and cured her diabetes.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh god.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm concerned. I'm confused. What?
Neffy claimed, his wife, according to him, was suffering from diabetic ketoacidosis, and he was claiming that he laid his hands on her feet and cured her.
Well, foot. I think she has one leg.
I don't remember. But her foot, regardless, yeah.
Right.
So basically, he has the powers of Jesus Christ or something.
God told him to do it, so he did it, and he cured her. Yeah, yeah.
He's come quite a ways from what I hear. I very recently, who was the Holy Speckle ended up pointing to a video that that Secular Opinion did, and he was talking about how Adam and Eve had sex with Satan or the serpent in the Garden of Eden.
Oh yeah.
And
Neffy just gets crazier every year.
And Speckle was pointing out that she can't find a place where it's talking about that the sin that they did was they hadn't sinned yet until they eat the forbidden fruit. And then Nephilim's like, well, you have to understand, there's all kinds of allegories within the Bible. And I'm like, so from talking from a young earth literalist that insists we must take Genesis literally, you're insisting at some point there is an allegory in there.
When was this?
Oh, I have no idea. I'll have to look
I
back
listened to that. It was horrendous.
Yeah. And then
I think he'd been spending too much time going through his links to all the call girl sites, or sorry, escort sites.
Yeah. Jade, I just want to see the ankles. That's all. I just want to see the ankles.
What the?
What?
He had some kind of fascination with like ankles or something like that. Something that you really wouldn't.
Stockings.
I forgot what it was.
Stockings.
Stockings.
Yeah.
Okay, stockings.
Or pantyhose. I'm not quite sure which one.
Pantyhose. Pantyhose.
Yeah, pantyhose. A thing for pantyhose is better than a thing for ankles.
I heard you got G-Man to rage quit. Is that true? Christian
Sure.
Anarchist?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I don't remember doing that.
Just around his hang.
Yeah.
An hour or two ago, you
He
rage
left.
quit on you because you.
G-Man rage quitting is like an
No,
hour.
no. He didn't rage quit. He mentioned as soon as he was in there that he had to go. But
Well, he actually put in the outside chat
he put it in the side
that he
chat.
had to leave because it was in the live chat. He said that he had to leave because you were being unbiblical
Oh,
or
really?
unscriptural.
How,
In the
Yeah,
live chat.
for
Does
G-Man,
anyone have Does anyone have this in the Snapchat by any chance?
Nope.
Okay.
For G-Man being unscriptural and unbiblical is just not agreeing with him.
No, we
Yes.
don't do Snapchat. We're over 20.
What did Did you guys see the shitstorm that started over if hell is existing now or not? That was like awesome.
Wait, what?
That because remember when Evangelist Ken invited me and Scott into his and it came up, he said, well, people are burning in hell right now. I said, well, actually, I thought that people are burning in hell after the judgment, and that they're not burning in hell right now. And I listed a ton of pieces I found on the internet saying the exact same thing, and and they were just going nuts over it. Then we did a kind of a straw poll, and I was kind of like half and half. So it's some of those things that people were like, well, you could read it either way, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's like, why am I believing your word on this? This is just, you could argue it either way. That's the greatest thing about the Bible. Pick a side, you can find something to support it.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the first time I heard about this view, and actually why one of the reasons I ended up taking it is I was watching James White's debate with David Silverman on is the New Testament evil, and that was one of the things that James White said is. Silverman asked him during the cross-examination, so you believe that there are good people that are suffering in hell from an unjust and unloving God? And he then says, for the record, I don't personally believe there's anyone in hell right now. I believe that's a later state. And then starts explaining, it says, because death in Hades is cast into the lake of fire. And
Revelation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I read that. It was like 22:10 to 15 or something, or 20 to 11:15. But so, I mean, do you read it that way as well, by the way?
When I started to take a look at it and understand the history of what Sheol and Hades is, yes, I started to take that into consideration.
Okay, because again, they're like, oh well, Steve, you're just an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about, and yet this is obviously an argument that's been going on for a while. Scholars are even arguing about this.
Well, not
and
just
by
scholars.
fiat say that they're right, and that's why my argument was why should I believe that you're right by fiat when I don't read it in that way? G-Man made one good point. He said, look at, where do we go? We go to the source. So what does the Bible say? Okay, yeah, fair enough. And I read, reading it out of the Bible. I'm like, this is how I read this. What do you want me to say?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I didn't agree with him, so by fiat I must be wrong, right?
Yeah, that's the bottom line, basically.
You didn't know G-Man was.
This is a guy.
You don't think he was like, I'd give him a challenge on that, right?
Well, as you all know,
pickings,
God talks directly to G-Man, and the way we can prove this is because he never reads his fucking Bible, but never stops talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a guy that was going on about why taking the women who had not known a man captive after a victory over your enemy, why it was charity, because it was helping these who were probably widowed in the war and would have no one to help look after their children. So these are the widowed virgins who've had children. and their wives. I mean, seriously.
The widowed,
she was a widowed virgin with 12 kids.
That was the argument he was making.
Because he doesn't know what he's arguing half the time.
Exactly. And so this was his explanation as to why taking those females who hadn't known a man was actually, it wasn't rape, it was an act of charity.
Wait, what?
And the whole thing.
I was doing them a favor. The bitch wanted it, man.
Well, hang on though, because it's also required that they shave their heads, and the guy waits for what was like 30 days or something like this for them to bemoan the loss of their entire fucking clan. At which point, the man can then go into the woman, and if the woman is not pleasing to him, he can then give her away to someone else.
Yeah, and he admitted that going into her meant to have sexual intercourse with her. But these were the ones that were supposedly, they'd never known a man, i.e. they were virgins, and yet G-Man said by taking them in, it meant that the widow and her children would then be taken care of.
But G-Man can't stop and recognize the problem with his arguments. He never does. He'll keep him going with it, even though, like, G-Man, do you not hear what you are saying?
Well, hang on, though.
See the problem here.
But wait, there's something else, though. This whole idea of the virgin birth and Mary being a virgin, apparently having a virgin birth was only unusual in Israelites then.
I mean, this is because he'd made up this argument and forgotten the other bits of the text. That the only ones that were being taken were the females who'd never known a man.
Right.
Right. And so
he hadn't added the two together. He came up with this brilliant thought of, well, it's actually charity.
This is the thing, though. He's never fucking read this shit. I mean, the case in point would be the first time I ever came across Fiona in a hangout. I had gotten him set off because it was like, is God moral was kind of the question. And I said, okay, well, fine, let's go down that rabbit hole. And I didn't get far. I got as far as the goddamn Garden of Eden, and he's already losing his shit. And I'm like, no, they did not know right from wrong because they hadn't eaten the fruit yet. He's like, they knew. And Fiona comes in and gives him line and fucking verse a few minutes after I'd been thrown out.
Yeah. He claimed
good and evil until they partake of the fruit.
Yeah. G-Man claimed that they knew right from wrong. They knew good from evil before they ate of the fruit, because he was making the argument that when they made the decision to eat of the fruit, they knew that what they were doing was evil, as in against God's law. And I'm trying to say, but no, wait a minute. They had to eat the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil
in order
before
for
they
them
knew the
to
difference
know.
between.
Yeah.
And
But
he was so
claiming
insistent, and she gave him line and verse. Okay, here's where it says that they eat it, and then she gave him line and verse, like 2 fucking lines later, where it says, "And then they knew."
Hang on. You continue, Fiona. I was paying attention to you there, Fiona.
Yeah. So it was what he was trying to do was say. The argument was being made that it was unjust of God to punish them for disobeying him, because they wouldn't know that disobeying God was evil. Right? So far, that is making sense. If they don't know good from evil, then how do they know it's wrong to disobey God?
Right.
That was the point that was being made. And they wouldn't know until they'd eaten the fruit. So to try and explain why that wouldn't be unfair, G-Man had to have them knowing the difference between good and evil before they ate of the fruit, so that they knowingly did evil.
Then what's the point of eating the fruit?
Exactly. And this is what he didn't get, because he couldn't work it out. That
is anyone really surprised though?
If eating the fruit gives you that knowledge, then it means you didn't have the knowledge before it.
Yeah, personally, my own response to that objection is just to say that when God kicked them out, it was because of the way they blamed others for their own mistakes. That way, at least, and of course, because it was past the point where they ate of the fruit, God would have had some sort of justification. Well, someone could say, well, the text points out it's particularly eating of the fruit. My response there is there's a difference between the causal explanation of the act of happening and the reasons they had for doing those actions.
The punchline, though, about that hangout, the real punchline about that hangout is after Fiona corrected him and read him chapter and fucking verse, he then starts yelling at her for teaching, and women shouldn't teach. By the time we got to the end of the hangout, though, Matt 419 pops in and he's like, "Oh, here's Matt 419. Here's my brother. He's my brother. He's gonna have my back on this." And Matt 419 is like, "I'm sorry, brother. On this one, you're wrong." And G-Man just fucking deflated. He's like, "I'm gonna make a video." And Matt 419 is like, "Please, brother, just don't. Just read and think about it first, long and hard, before you consider that."
Yeah, I mean, Veckel does it all the time to him, and I know they chastise him in private. But he's so arrogant that, he just thinks he's not wrong on anything. And then he makes all these freaking errors. And he just never self-corrects. He just never does.
Yeah.
It's strange.
It's that type of obvious daftness in the argument. Like, the example I always use is this about these virgins that he then argues had children that needed fed and that they were widowed. And somebody coming across that and listening to it is going to think, what? You're asking me to believe this that doesn't even hang together? Virgins with children and they were widowed by the war? If they had children and were widowed by the war, they'd known a man. We were talking about women that hadn't known a man. And it's the inconsistency there.
So he never did
and
see
that
the
he's
problem?
not seen it.
He never did see the problem then?
I remember
No.
years
Oh, wow.
ago.
No, he
I remember
doesn't.
years ago. I remember years ago when I chastised G-Man for not being, well, able to string together a cogent argument or defense. And I said, here, if you're really intent on getting better, here are a list of sources that you can follow. Follow these lectures. Follow these lectures by William Lane Craig. Follow these readings by this philosopher and that Bible scholar. And his response was just to state that I'm a fool for God, Epi. That's just how I'm going to roll and do things. And I don't need your fancy book learning. Some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a fool for God in the ways where you learn with the sense of the philosophers and such as well.
Yeah. I mean, it seems that G-Man thinks that Christianity was birthed when G-Man became a Christian.
Duh.
It doesn't realise that there's a really rich history of the faith.
Well,
And
he
that's
doesn't
why-
care about historical context. He said that when we got in the discussion
Yeah.
about Judaism and slavery.
Yeah, but then he asks about the context of blinking pie. He wants to know context when it suits him. But the difficulty that he's having is that I've lost my train of thought now.
G-Man never had a train of thought.
No, but I lost mine. What was I going to say about that?
Hopefully it's not gone forever.
He's just a bag of cats. I mean, there was an occasion ages ago, the first time I ran into Gretchen as a squirrel in a hangout, he was sitting there telling her, another Catholic essentially, that she is not Christian and all this other crap. And I went in there to lambaste him, and he's giving everybody this, read these two lines. Da-da. So I read them, and the line said, yes, that there is a way to tell whether somebody's a Christian or not. If they believe that Jesus actually lived and died, they're a Christian, which Gretchen does. That's the only criteria
and
it gives.
they follow him. I mean, they would say Satan believed that he lived and died, but he's not a Christian.
No. This particular verses that he was citing, though, that's all it gave for criteria, that you believe that he actually lived in the flesh and he died. This was a letter written against the Gnostics at the time.
Yeah.
Who didn't necessarily believe that Jesus actually lived as an actual person. And I'm sitting there, and you try to explain this to him. He doesn't listen. He says, well, but line 1 says that we can know. I'm like, yes, and line 2 gives you the criteria. But line 1 says he just wasn't getting. You have to have it within the context to understand what the fuck's being said. But when it doesn't suit his purposes, as Fiona was saying, just throw it out.
Yeah, that's I think what bothers me. I was going to say something that was about the history of the church, and people have been, since the canon was compiled, people have studied it, they've looked at it, they've agonized over it, they've tried to work out interpretations and all the rest of it. And reading some of the work of these people gives you some insights. Now, you don't have to accept what St. Augustine said. You don't have to. But it can give you an insight into the way his mind thought at the time and what other minds at the time were thinking and why they were thinking it. And it gives you context that you don't have now when it comes to trying to work out why they chose the canon that they did, how this was originally seen. Because, as I said, G-Man seems to think that Christianity began when G-Man became a Christian. And there's nothing before it.
Yeah.
And he's ignoring all those people who spent their lives in studying scripture.
That's the one problem with G-Man that I've noticed is, and because I was debating him on the evolution aspect, and he seems, and I said in the opening statement that my argument is based upon sola scriptura, meaning my case is going to be from the Bible, but I don't think he understood what that meant, because I, of course, quote some of these sources to help explain and verify what the certain passages mean that support my statements. And he's like, you know, Christian anarchist said that he affirmed sola scriptura, but let's be honest, how much scripture has he quoted? And that's why I had to then ask him, do you even know what sola scriptura is? He's like, yeah, it's scripture only. I'm like, wrong. That would be more of solo scriptura, which is what some of the Catholic debaters I've encountered is what they claim sola scriptura is. Sola scriptura is that scripture is the final authority. It's just that it just so happens the Latin means scripture alone. But the concept is that scripture is the final authority over the matters of authority, whether it be the church that we have, church fathers, early church writings. Heck, we can even, I even have a copy of the Apocrypha on my shelf, and I even used it during my debate with Jackson Wade concerning universalism, because one of the words that was used in the Apocrypha was used to indicate an eternal something, and that was, of course, used later on for eternal punishment as well in the text. So,
Oh, I was going to say we call that the Rhetoric and Hana, but you know what? Never mind. I'll let that slide.
Right. we need to have our debate one day.
By the way, I actually wanted to ask you if that is kind of your definition of sola scriptura, why then you're willing to accept other sources of tradition? Why not accept the conciliar traditions that claim that the Deuterocanon of the text is part of the text of Scripture? I mean, if those if there's at least one ecumenical council which we can say is traditional, then that should suffice, despite the fact that in Scripture itself there is not one there isn't a consensus list on which books are considered Scripture. That could be up to debate. In fact, even Luther debated on the canonicity of the letter of James.
Right, of which he eventually did consider it canon later on during his life. And I believe the same kind of thing happened with Origen concerning one of the apocryphal books that he then recanted of his view and thought that it was canon. But concerning that, I test the scriptures by their own consistency and statements. That's how I help otherwise to help determine the canon. I've heard the statement that Roman Catholics ended up giving Protestants the Bible, and I forget what the specific council was called, where they helped finalize a sort of a canon or whatnot. I'm trying to remember.
I'm not going to say it was the Council of Chalcedon. I think it was the Council.
There were two councils of Chalcedon, weren't there?
Let's see.
I think so.
I think I'm looking at a website called Reformed Apologetics Ministries. I think it was the Council of Hippo, and the Third Council of Carthage is usually what it said.
Third Council of Carthage, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the one.
I knew it wasn't the first council. I knew it was one of the second, third, or something like that. But brain not fully functional on that.
So I wanted to actually touch on something that Annabelle had said earlier on. When she actually mentioned that, when she saw these evangelicals online, and then all she saw was them spewing hate. And I mean, that lines up with what I've been seeing, this spewing of hate. And yet, I think everybody would agree that the message of the Bible, and the message of the Gospels in particular, is supposed to be one of love. John 3:16. Without
not just that, 1 John 4:8 as well.
But see, the reason that I go with John 3:16 is because it actually tells us a lot. So, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but shall have everlasting life. Now, what that is telling me is, one, God loves us. Love is an emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And without that emotion, we wouldn't be in the position we are at the moment with the Saviour.
Right.
So it's because of that love, because of that emotion. So every time I hear G-Man mock the emotion, I get really cross.
Mm-hmm. Right. And while I would
Because
say that's a good passage, I mean, 1 John 4. Go ahead.
Let me just finish on this wee bit.
Sure.
But it then says, for God so loved the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a small group in the world. It's
mm-hmm.
for God so loved the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's everybody in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of humanity.
Yeah.
All of humanity. Not a wee group here or a wee group there, but the whole of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why he did it.
Yeah. But here's the other thing. And on my Bible is the little paragraph or a topic or something they put above it says the source of love. And it's first starting at 1 John 4:7 saying, Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God. And everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. So that's another thing that I would point out to him as well, is the idea of loving everybody, even whether it be your neighbor or your brother and sister in Christ. Verse 9 says, "In this was manifested the love of God towards us, because that God sent his only begotten Son into the world that we might live through him." So, yeah.
And that's why I'm so surprised that when I hear all this, I hear so little about love. I hear emotion being denigrated. And all I see is hate being spewed. And you don't hear the message of what happens if you believe in Christ. They're too busy telling you what happens if you don't. And so it's all stick and no carrot.
Right. I mean,
if you concentrate on the stick alone, the way they do, and you're spewing out this hatred that alienates people, then these alienated people are not going to listen to anything you say. They don't want to know. You can't alienate people. And you can't ram it down their throats either.
Yeah.
And you can't say things like, I'm going to stand and laugh when you're burning in hell. And that one really upsets me, because God so loved the world, everybody in it. He wants us all reconciled to him. And for any soul that did end up in that position, a God who loves everyone would weep.
Can I be honest about something?
As long as you don't talk about my hair, because I know how you honestly feel about it, and I'm not ready for it at this time.
All right. It's not that. Don't worry.
Wait. Shortest line in the Bible is?
Jesus wept.
I was
Shortest
actually...
verse is Jesus wept.
Max, talk about the hair.
Okay. I'm not one to judge hair. I don't know jack shit about it. I've had like 4 different hairstyles because I can decide. So I'll just say that much. But on the whole, I'll be laughing at you while you're burning in hell bit. I have used that just to troll militant atheists. I'll be honest there.
To troll who?
Militant atheists. It's fun.
Ah, good point.
Like, yeah. As long as I'm going to be berated, I might as well berate back.
Yeah. I'm honestly thinking of making some kind of suck account on here. I've made it a habit that I said I didn't want to ever do that, but I don't know. I'm thinking of bringing my Twitter parody account over to Google Plus.
Hang on, Christian. Nobody on here ever makes a sock account. Okay, there's no such thing as a sock account. Just keep reminding yourself of that.
Okay.
As you're on some alternate account that may or may not seem to be a sock account, trolling the fuck out of people, just remind yourself there's no such thing as a sock account.
Okay. Well, it's not for a trolling thing. Then again, I don't know, maybe. Because all I know is I have to work on a different voice for it.
They make software for that.
I don't have a voice that can be easily disguised. I remember once secretly trying to come into Google Plus Hangouts, and it was pretty obvious who I was.
Christian, look up "Screaming Bees" audio.
Screaming
bees. Screaming at bees.
Yep, that's the one
people would recognize.
Oh, sorry.
I get the feeling people would recognize my voice.
They'd recognize your accent before your voice, I think. More your intonation and your speech patterns.
Yeah, and plus my fizzog, because I always forget to switch my camera off. Jedi squirrels, oh great.
Yes, okay. Jedi squirrels. I'm training a squirrel army to take over the world. You know this, right?
So this is the Twitter parody account in question that may...
Where I will be. I wonder where I will end up in this new utopia of squirrel awesomeness.
Oh, you have a house, right?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, they're already in your attic. They're just waiting to steal your nuts.
So you don't know how...
One of these nights, in the middle of the night, you're going to feel a little pinch and two little sniffs, and you'll wake up without any nuts.
Yeah, but they'll keep the rest of you around because you're so good looking.
Don't give me that shit. God damn it.
I've got squirrels in the attic.
No, the point is to make sure that that humans can't breed.
Okay, I'm sorry, Redline. You're pretty ugly.
Thank you.
No, he's not.
He is. He's so ugly, a prostitute wouldn't love him.
Prostitutes don't love anybody.
There you go.
Yeah,
they
not really, not really much of an insult.
For the right amount of money they do.
Max, try this. Red is so ugly he needs a prescription mirror.
Red is so ugly he needs a prescription mirror.
There you go. Now you're learning.
Okay.
But he's not ugly.
He actually has to have all of his mirrors made out of stainless steel and polished to a sheen because anything else will break.
Red is so ugly. When he signed up for a True Empiricism lookalike contest, they turned him out because he was a professional.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Double-edged.
That was that's double-edged.
Yeah.
What was True Empiricism whiffling about? Apparently, my name get brought up in his hangout, and I'm banned from his channel because all I do is troll him. What?
How dare you correct his mistakes, Fiona?
I mean, I actually think I've had more patience with him than anybody else has. When have I trolled him? He banned me because, and I remember when the ban happened, he was talking about amino acids, and I made a post, it was maybe about 20, 30 lines long, about some of the biochemistry of amino acids, and that got me banned.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, this is about True Empiricism, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, True Empiricism has a habit of trying to ban reality.
Yeah, so, you see, the chemistry, the biochemistry that I put in was actually correcting what he was saying. And so I just got banned from leaving comments under his videos.
Yeah.
By the way, can I make a red ugly joke?
Yes.
Where the fuck have you been? Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So critique me on this if you want, but I even have to type this out because I don't want to stutter on this. It's a habit I normally have.
Yeah, it's already sucking. Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
come on.
Here we go. Red is so ugly. If he and Nephilim Free were the last two men on Earth, all the women would choose to be with Nephilim Free over Red.
Oh no, that's below the belt.
Well, I was going to say then the human race would die out because there are no little boys for Nephilim Free, but
yeah.
Oh, really? That one shuts the room down.
Poor Red.
Hey, I thought that was hilarious.
Come on.
It's honest.
If he shoved his face in a blender, it'd be an improvement afterwards.
There you go.
We need to do a roast one of these days of somebody in this community.
We're actually
we roast Red every time we're in a fucking hangout with him. Who are you kidding?
No. Like an actual,
I've roasted Steve's I've roasted Steve's beard so much that I'm surprised that thing doesn't have scorch marks on it.
By the way, we are actually doing a Roast of Steve hangout, and we're enlisting roasties, me and Deidre. We just got to get things all cleared up. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Sam, you're one of our one of the people we're asking to roast Steve.
I have so many of these.
You know, I've been trying to figure something out. Now, over the course of my career, I've been by a lot of different industries, and I've noticed that every industrial accident poster has Redline's face on it. Every single fucking one.
Yes.
This is the after picture for all of them. I don't know how the fuck that works.
You know, instead of abstinence-only education, what they should just give girls and gay guys is pictures of Redline.
Yes.
Yeah, tell them that's what a penis looks like. You're done. This is what a dick looks like. What?
I said I'm offended on Red's behalf.
He asked me to make that joke.
This is the game that we play with Red every time we're in a hangout. He started it. We finish it.
But he's gorgeous.
It's requested that people say how hideously ugly I am, because apparently bitches ain't being loyal. Start telling me I say under strict confidence that hey, listen, the next time you talk to people, you tell them all that my face looks like a horse's ass in the midst of shitting. But no,
It also keeps him from. It also keeps him from ever being accused of being a narcissist.
Redline is so ugly that he has saved more V cards than Japanese anime.
Oh, drats.
Not feeling that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just went.
I'm going to say Annabelle and all of you.
Huh?
Oh
I'm going
boy.
to say Annabelle and all of you.
Now Annabelle. Now, holy crap, that was under strict confidence.
All right, I'm taking a 6 months vacation. See you guys later.
Now, I have heard at one point Redline did have a girlfriend. The problem is she had a foot fetish and thought his face was a seat.
Oh.
Okay, take your time. It's all right, take your time.
My bottom lip's trembling now.
Redline is so ugly. He had to copyright his face to prevent it from being used by Marvel and DC for supervillains.
Yes.
Redline is so ugly that baseball thinks of Redline to suppress its erections and not come too early. Either one.
I heard that they actually tried to see about doing a walk-on part on Walking Dead featuring Redline without makeup. He was going to be all the zombies at once.
Yeah, they kicked me out because I was because it was, quote, too gory.
Yeah. Shame.
Yeah, needless to say that gig didn't work out.
You're over egging the pudding here.
I'm trying to think.
Wait. Okay, so you're talking about Redline in relation to pudding. You clearly have seen his face then.
In the sense that somewhat melted?
Yes.
Yes.
Shadow, you are asking for it.
To quote Muhammad Ali, Redline,
you are seriously asking for a wasting and a pasting. Seriously.
Oh boy.
A wasting and a pasting, a public basting.
Redline is so ugly that when he cries, his tears go upwards to run away from his face.
I love that one.
And you, Sam, are cruising for a bruising.
There we go.
Seriously, honestly, this is absolutely ridiculous. He's sitting here, he's saying all these terrible things about the way the guy looks. The guy's actually really quite cute. And I just think...
Fiona.
You understand that he asked me to go through...
Hang on a second, Fiona. I want to explain something. This is a gag that's been going on for years. Most of us that are picking on him know what he looks like.
Hang on, I wanna read one in the comments. Reds is so ugly, he makes blind kids cry.
No, that's talent.
Redline is so ugly. Professional boxers look at his face and think, "Man, I could have ended up a lot worse."
Wait a minute. No. I just thought about it. That blind one doesn't actually work. The way blind people figure out what your face looks like is they put their hands on it. If they put their hands on your face, they'd never get them back.
Yeah. It tends to send anything it touches ablaze.
Yeah.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a great superpower.
At least your face will be safe from the squirrels when they try to take over.
Redline is so ugly.
Activate.
The squirrels go for the nuts, but we don't have to worry about him breeding anyway.
Redline is so ugly that his ex-girlfriend regrets getting LASIK because the blurred vision was far preferable. So
it took the thing is it took almost legal blindness, that level of blurriness, for his face to look human.
Yes.
Now I'm starting to feel bad with Fiona on this one.
Redline,
yeah.
The reason Redline likes fast cars is that he can move so fast that no one can possibly see his face.
True.
And the reason Redline is no longer religious is because he has a face even Jesus can feel.
Oh.
Even Jesus was like, okay, that's some fucked up shit right there. I ain't loving that.
I have sit there and I do declare I have gone up to lepers and healed them of their affliction.
Wait,
but you, my boy, cannot be healed.
Redline's face is so ugly. Wait, I got one. Redline's face is so ugly, God even questioned his own goodness after creating it.
And hang on, for the sake of Christian, just to explain why suddenly Jesus is a Southern gentleman, we have the Baptist Convention, that's why.
There you go, yes. And I'm part of it, so...
Redline is so ugly that he disproves the idea of an omnibenevolent God.
Yeah. My face is so ugly it disproves intelligent design.
That's a good one for Rami right there.
I mean, who the fuck would design this shit? Not me. I'll tell you what.
Sadly, I contributed to earlier as well, so I shouldn't really complain.
No, Redline loves these. Like he asks for us to come up with way more insults. Like, I'm running out of ways of explaining that his face. God, I don't even have any more left.
Yeah, exactly. See, and that's the thing. I basically need to make like a doc. That way, I can send it to people and say, okay, say these.
Yeah.
In any order you want.
Redline's face is so ugly. Wait, here's one. Redline's face is so ugly. The Elephant Man was reincarnated into him as punishment.
No, that one doesn't work.
No.
Have you had a face like a melted welly?
What's a face like a what?
Is that
a melted welly?
What's a melted welly?
A melted rubber boot.
Oh.
No.
To echo, Vincent Jones writes, Reds is so ugly he's got hit in the face with meth and got better looking.
Red is so ugly his mother diapered his face.
Wait, what, are these in the live chat?
Yes.
Is it true that looking at your face is the most common cause of super AIDS?
Yes. In fact, my face... Hang on. I got one. My face is so ugly, it is illegal in 14 U.S. states.
Well, Reds, they say that people can have
one in.
However, Curtis, inbreeding Arkansas and Texas are not listed among them.
Red is so ugly, even Doctors Without Borders border.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And also we got
that's how you spell
Borg refused to assimilate them.
Borg refused to assimilate him, yeah.
Red is so ugly, AIDS is worried about catching him.
Reds is so, they say, that sometimes you have a face that only a mother could love. But that's why Reds was tossed into a dumpster when he was young.
Oh.
God, that one went dark.
I was raised by a pack of stray dogs.
And they ate in their face.
Woof.
Yep. Reds is so ugly that his mom dropped him off at school and got a fine for littering.
Reds is so ugly that when the doctor looked to smack his ass when he was born, he bitch slapped him.
Being sold to the local dog pound so that the puppies can gnaw on your face does not mean you were raised by a pack of wolves.
Aww. But it's such a great origin story.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to drop. I'm tired. I'm going to go to sleep.
Okay. All right,
I'm assuming that the shit will all break out once I'm sound asleep and I'll miss it all again.
Sounds
good. Have a good night, Fiona. Merry Christmas.
I will.
Let's see now from Crow McLeod. So the doctors. Let's see now. Red is so ugly that when he was born, the doctor slapped his mother. Actually, that's not true. She was euthanized to make sure she would never breathe again.
Oh, come on. We need some. I mean, that one is like super original, but we need something a little bit more original than that. Sarcasm.
Yeah, that's why we have to switch it to they euthanize the mother so she would never make another one.
Something like prescription mirrors, or got hit in the face with acid and ended up looking better. You know, that kind of stuff. Red's face is a weapon of ass destruction.
Good job, Vincent.
So anyway, I understand that you're still brushing your hair with a blender.
Red is so ugly. He is as ugly as Ronnie is stupid.
Ooh, that's just low. Come on, guys.
And I thought mine was low.
Yeah, he still brushes his hair with a blender. So what do you know?
No. I've upgraded to the weed whacker.
Oh, nice choice.
Ooh. Yes.
Oh, how is it? I've been wanting to get it. In fact, I asked for it on my Christmas list.
Red is so ugly, the doctor circumcised his nose.
Huh?
Don't know how that works, but okay.
Nope, don't either.
No, I'm not feeling that one. Sorry, George.
People call me retarded.
All right, so let's see.
Circumcise the side of your head would have made a little bit more sense. Circumcise your face? I don't know. I mean, this is beyond just nose, you know.
Red is so ugly that when he has worms, they come out his nose. What?
These things don't work because you see, Redline's nose he doesn't have an outie, he has an innie. It actually goes up inside his skull and up through the top of his head. He's got this little point up there.
Yes, correct.
Redline is so ugly, his girlfriend tells him to get back in the kitchen.
By the way, Max, when the heck do we get to see your cousin again? When does he get to come into a hangout?
Cousin?
Yeah, the one that was sponsored for trying to get True Empiricism to be that award of which I am not going to say the name of. Sorry, Red.
Oh, you mean dumb fuck of the year?
Yes, that one.
I need to teach you how to say it. All right, repeat after me.
No. It's not a teach. It's rather I neglect to have those lessons.
Oh, okay. Well, let's start with the first word. Dumb.
Dumb. That's easy. I called the hair.
And now let's say the second word with me. Fuck.
He's going to say flock or something, but
okay. How about this? Let's just do half the word at a time. Fa.
It's called the D.
And then k.
Bags.
You could always you could always just call it the DFOTY.
Well, he just said FU bags, so you know that's a thing.
No, I said bags.
Yeah,
fun
FU
bags. Fun bags.
Fun bags. Fun bags are something very different.
Anyway, so what was this question about my cousin nominating Ronnie?
You were pretending to be some cousin thing, a Slazy McWeenie or something. I don't know.
Wait a minute, if we're talking about fun bags.
Oh, okay, I get it. Oh no, you mean for Steve's video?
Okay,
right.
but fun bags. Why are we talking about Richard Raspberry's sister and her Silky Milkies all of a sudden? What the fuck?
All right, we have another one. Hang on. Red is so ugly that when the doctor threw you out the window threw you back. That one's actually pretty good.
That's clever. I'll give it that.
All right. Red is so ugly that when he was born, the midwife used a poop scoop.
And you know there are certain advantages to being as ugly as Red. He's never actually fallen and hit the ground. The ground doesn't want him either.
Exactly. It kind of automatically moves out the way and doors automatically open.
Yeah.
Ugly powers activate. It's like open sesame and the shit just moves. It's awesome.
Exactly.
Redline's face is so ugly it could probably scare Liberace straight.
And that was actually a really bad word, by the way, Red, because we all know that shit doesn't move out of the way because it feels a strange kinship with your appearance.
Redline's face.
That great. Fuck it.
It's weird. Tom
Redline's face is a motivation to colonize other worlds.
So you met Elon Musk.
I wish.
But hey, Red, I got a question for you. So recently I started getting into the whole Islam debate, and I met this one interesting character who's saying he's a Quran onlyist or something. It's because with the Quran only, we see science and reason and logic and all that within it. So
does that mean he ignores the hadiths?
Yes, he thinks the hadiths are the work of Satan.
Uh-huh.
So, because he thinks that they're too late, so they're unreliable to be considered historical.
So he doesn't believe the only sources that contain the words of the Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah, I've asked him about that, and he said Muhammad's dead. What's that? So what does he say have any relevance to me? That's his argument.
Yeah, the last prophet of Islam. Nothing to say. Yay.
Yeah. So he focuses on something called a lunar moon argument or something.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh, I'm assuming you've heard of this one.
Lunar.
Oh, hang on. Red's face is so ugly it looks like it degraded in water. Ronnie joke.
Took me a while to catch that one.
Took you. I know. Yeah. The thing is that if I'm gonna write these things down, it has to be jokes that everyone can get. I mean, inside jokes are good and all, but we need to make it, a little bit more.
Well, I knew the inside thing. It just took me a while until I got the water part. And
yep. Okay. So after you finish asking your question, I actually have a question for you.
All right then. All right. So are you familiar with the moon argument? Because it sounded like you were familiar.
I'm familiar with many moon arguments, so it depends on which one he's actually going for.
Okay, so it's basically the one from Surah 54:1, which says the moon has split and the hour has drawn closer. It's talking about a prophecy or something that's supposed to have come true, and says you count this. Well, one of the arguments was count this and the others, but instead he first starts at ayah 2, and you count all the verses all the way downward, and you get 1,389 ayahs or verses, and the year 1389 in the Muslim calendar is the year 1969. And what happens on July 21st, 1969, that supposedly fulfills the prophecy of the moon coming to split? It is when they end up landing on the moon, Neil Armstrong and Aldrin, and mostly some of the Muslims these days say, "Oh, look, you'll see the moon. There's a crack, so it shows at some point the moon split." But his idea is that because Armstrong and Aldrin collected 21 kilograms of lunar rocks to bring back to Earth, that's the split. Is that they just took some stuff from
not a split. That's collecting material off of the surface of something. It was already a separate piece.
Yes, then here's what his thing says. It says, quote, "This can be confirmed by checking the definition of split in any dictionary. Among the definitions given by dictionary.com
Okay, let's look this up. Hang on.
How about in the Arabic, which is the only relevant thing here?
Yeah, so that's what I would go to the Arabic, but I can't read Arabic or get around those lexicons. So if someone is able to.
It is to a split is defined according to Google, break or cause to break forcibly into parts. What they picked up were parts that were already broken off. That is not a split. That is them simply collecting shit off the surface. So if he either has a much different definition of the word split, or he's just full of shit. And I'm going to go with both. Actually,
I missed a part there. It says the prophecy was fulfilled when they collected 21 kilograms of rocks that had belonged to the moon. Okay, so
had belonged.
Yes, indicating that these were parts.
It's still not a split.
Yes, but the definition he provides is from dictionary.com site, which says to divide, disunite, or separate.
You know what? This guy is a prime DFOTY candidate.
Mm-hmm.
I think he shows potential. I'll follow him next year.
He does show potential, but no, I'm not going to accept that definition of split. He can suck a big one. But now, Mr. Anarchist, it's time for you to answer a question.
Oh, crap. Okay.
Don't worry, it's something that you should be fairly good at.
All right.
And I'm going to share my screen, and you just have to tell me, all right, yay or nay?
All right. Is this about Calvinism, though? That's got to be my first thing before we continue. All right, good. And I can handle it.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen right now. Yay or nay? Is this actually worth watching, or am I wasting my fucking time?
I've heard about it. I have watched it.
It's actually pretty good.
It's actually pretty good. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
and it looked good to me when I see, and especially with it being Funimation, that's not always a granted, but it's definitely something you should at least watch the first 2 or 3 episodes of. Before you come to your conclusion.
But to be clear, you have never seen this one.
No, and I'm probably going to now that you brought this up.
Okay, so, well, damn, I just wasted a perfectly good question. Oh well, anyway. So much for that.
Well, I will be going to an anime convention though, and guess who I will be meeting?
Inform me.
Have you seen Bleach, right?
Yes, I have seen Bleach.
You know Grimjow?
Yes.
He's gonna be there.
Oh, really?
Yes, David Vincent.
My goal is to actually meet Chris Sabat one of these days.
Chris Sabat? Wait, which one was? Oh,
voice of Vegeta.
Yes. That would be awesome too.
And also Zoro from One Piece.
Are you going to ask him to say it's over 9,000?
Yes.
That's interesting because I want to meet him because I'm doing Vegeta in a bridge series as well, and I want to do one of those weird, stupid moments. Vegeta wannabe.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged is the best abridged series on the net, in my opinion.
Of course, I mean they're the guys that they're like the HQ millionaires on this kind of thing. Like they're the boss on this. You have the other people that are still funny, but can't necessarily compare to the originality of Team 4-Star.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged was really the one that started this whole thing off, though. They're also pretty hilarious.
Oh yeah, I mean when you look at the first episodes of it, it's kind of, you could tell not that much good quality, but now they're like anything else. Of course, they're working on technique and stuff, and they're doing real good. Merrick is my favorite from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's actually Justice League Abridged, which is hilarious.
Justice League Abridged. That's awesome.
Who did that?
Not a Justice League. Sorry, Young Justice League.
Here's actually okay. This can't work because it's an inside joke, so it's not going to work. But it is still funny as fuck.
What's it?
Red is so ugly, even Antonio Subras wouldn't want him, whether it be in the daytime or nighttime. That's good. That's actually pretty good. Daytime, nighttime.
If I can sneak in here for 1 second, Red, I've been actually trying to write up a proper description for you. Or I should say description of you, and I'm having some problems with it. I'll let you know
every time you put pen to paper, the paper spontaneously bursts into flames.
Well, my computer keeps glitching on me, but what I have so far is a fetid mass of slender tendrils spread erratically from his putrid scalp, some of which seem to be boring into his twisted gelatinous face, which seemed ungainly in contrast with his diminished pustule-covered skull, beady rat-like eyes, and concave nose and claw-hammer-shaped chin. I just don't think it's quite capturing you yet. You're much uglier than that.
Yes. See, you're only capturing like the tip of a cosmic iceberg. Yeah. And so we need to get a little bit more deeper, darker. Add some maggots to that.
Yeah. The problem is we generally don't talk about the maggots in your cheeks. So
I see.
Mm-hmm. Because the maggots chewing on the cheeks at least give you a rosy glow.
What about the cockroaches that reside inside my my eyelids?
I thought you were going to say something else, but you go ahead.
Well, okay, but that's not necessarily too much of a detraction considering how bulbous and rat-like your eyes are. I mean, it just makes it move around there. It makes it look like you're winking almost because of the way that the roaches move. They seem to function more as eyelids than your actual eyelids do.
Yes. So we need to add that in there.
By the way, has anyone heard about the Emoji movie coming out?
Yeah.
No idea. It does not.
Red's rhetoric is so ugly. Red's rhetoric is so ugly that when his mom went into labor, the doctors went on strike.
Oh my.
Well, that's not a dig. That's just truth.
Yeah, that's just truth. It's not really a dig. We need to be a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know what word to use at this point because we need to get deeper, man. We need to go balls deep in that.
Nobody wants to go balls deep into your face.
How about using analogies like, are you tired of looking at Aleppo and feeling nothing? Are you sick of watching South Park and thinking this is too kid-friendly? Welcome to Red's channel.
Now that'd only be accurate if he showed his face.
That's true.
All right, so you guys have
no
fun.
one wants to see that, so I don't force it upon people.
Take care, Christian.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try to torture myself. Has anyone played Undertale?
No.
You want to torture yourself? You could get Red to go on camera. Never mind.
No, but there's apparently a thing where they let you play something similar, but it's called a bad time simulator, where basically you're fighting one character in that game, and it's pretty much one of those impossible challenges. I'll leave a link in the chat for you guys if you want to try it out later.
Was it? Oh, the impossible game. Is it like that cube that you have to jump over?
No. It's something similar, but basically, if you ever seen any gameplay of Undertale, it's pretty much you're fighting one guy, and it makes it as hard as possible for you.
Yeah.
I have not won a single thing. Like, I almost die within like 20 to 25 seconds of playing it.
Yeah, I hate those games. They don't work for me. But whatever.
Incidentally, the comment about showing his face is a joke because it's actually banned internationally because it would take down the internet.
Like I said, it is illegal in 14 U.S. states.
Yeah, and showing your face on the internet, however, due to the potential threat to the entire fucking world, it's just plain banned. It's actually considered a human rights abuse.
You trust me. No one wants to see that, so you ain't gonna see it. If you want to see it, I would say what you need to do is take like one of those foam replicas of heads that people fucking advertise wigs on, and attach it to the back of a car, and then drive that car for 5 minutes.
I still wouldn't let my daughter meet you. She thinks pugs are cute.
And then dump it in acid. And then split the skull in half, and then half again, and then half again, and to the point where it kind of looks like you have a Medusa thing going on. And then I need you to buy one of those fake zits that you get at prank stores, put it all over the place, and don't stop until the face is completely covered. Then look up a picture of a hemorrhoid on Google, print it out, glue it onto the cheeks, and you will just be getting the tip of the iceberg of my ugliness.
Well, no, but now that Fiona's not here, is this the point at which I can pick on her taste in what she thinks is or isn't attractive among men, seeing as it was partially her idea to get Venator in a mankini?
Or yours, I guess.
I'm still mentally scarred for life from that. I just wanted to say.
Thanks a lot, Fiona. Now I have that picture in my head. I didn't even contemplate the idea.
Shar says, saying Defodi is the same number of syllables as dumb fuck of the year. Well, not exactly. Not a time saver, but whatever. I don't know. It's just Defodi. It's easy. Say it with me, Shar. Defodi.
Defodi. Dumb fuck of the year for people who can't say the word fuck.
You can say fuck.
Yeah, some people shorten it. Anyway, I guess this hangout is getting close to ending, right, Steve? Because we're pretty much running dry here.
Steve, when we get bored of insulting Red, you know the hangout's over.
By the way, does anyone know where I can find a list of the people they're nominating this year for their own dumb fuck of the year? The Bonkard Posse?
Oh, who the fuck knows? It'll be on somebody's channel that we never fucking watch, so who gives a shit? Steve. I could take us off air by kicking him, but.
Oh, Stevie.
My daughter yells, that's disgusting, from the other room. Okay. Red is so ugly. The only thing more blasphemous and destructive as showing a picture of Mohammed is showing a picture of Red's driver's license. Steve, you're talking in the comments. I know you're there, you bitch. Yeah, yes, we are. Unless you want to bring some people in here that have something to fucking talk about, we're kind of done.
Yeah, we're done here. So Steve, might want to end the hangout now while we're somewhat kind of just starting to fall behind.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to release a video sometime by the end of this week. So, given that Ronnie has been fucking up this whole argument from analogy stuff, I thought I would just take those parts of the hangout and utilize them. I think there's a lot of good material there.
That works for me. All right, this thing gets over. Steve, close it whenever. Bob,
he
I'm heading
just
out.
said night all, so ending.
All right, peace out, guys.
Night, Red.
So, anyone have another hangout to go to after this?